St. Lucian Seamoss Company, and I am with Kirby. We're doing this a second time around. Kirby and Shane. Shayna, sorry. I keep screwing your name up.
No, you said it right, Shayna.
Shayna? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here from
There we
talking
go.
with
It's on
vegan
Facebook now.
talking with vegan fiber. And yeah, we're just trying to get this restream working.
Bear
I'm
with us.
kind of
Bear
new
with
to
us.
this. So you see it already on Seamoss Buyers Club or just on your page?
I saw it on Curb's channel.
Let's see. I'll tell you right now if it's I'm gonna go to my group.
Yeah, I see it too. We're live.
All right. So
awesome.
We appreciate everybody who's joining in. So really quick, go ahead and as you join in, comment the city you're following and joining from so we can know where you're following us from. We're gonna be paying attention to this chat. We're gonna be giving away some incentives, some jewels, a lot of information that you can run with wealth and your health. So no further ado, thank you, Julian, for having us. Once again, I'm one of your co-hosts, Jamari Kirby, co-founder of Vegan Fiber.
Hi, and I'm Shayna Maud, co-founder of Vegan Fiber and Seamoss Experts.
Yes, we are the Seamossologists, and we're here to talk to you today about our new book, Seamossology, the ultimate guide of principles, techniques, and tools, written by Jamari Kirby
and Shayna Maud.
All right.
Oh, Tammy's back. Hey,
Tammy.
Thanks for coming back. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your guys. How did you get started with this business, Vegan Fiber?
You go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So I would say, so for those of you who may be familiar with our last company, our first 2 years in this business was about just herbs and divine and just the timing. So we had our first company, which was Divine Herbs and Healing. And when we started that company, it was just off of pure raw emotion of just being excited for what had worked for us at the time. And we wanted to share it with as many people as we possibly could. And we knew that at the time, that business was so much of passion. And as we transitioned and furthered our education and resources, we started to newly discover more of our purpose. And we went through a lot of trials and tribulations with just experimenting with the herbs and really diving into it. We was newly transitioning into our plant-based lifestyle. Our sales here, we are 100% plant-based vegan. And we've been going on 3 years now. They'll be going on 3 years at the end of this year. And we just had that beginning, and it was not about where you started, it was about how you evolved and where you end. So Vegan Fiber quickly became a part of us as we started studying so much more things that was a part of which we needed to know was more so of our lifestyle. And fibers just kept coming up, just understanding fiber just kept coming up. And it was center of why we was in plant-based. So that was just mainly the thing, was just finding our core values and what we stood for. So that's how we came up with Vegan Fiber, the purest form of plant-based fiber, Vegan Fiber.
Right.
The industry we lead in the industry.
Right. And so like Kirby was saying, guys, again, this is Shayna Maud, Seamossologist and plant-based vegan specialist and co-founder of veganfiber.com. But so throughout our transition, so when we transitioned to a 100% plant-based lifestyle, we kind of went cold turkey. Like the month before that, we were on a cruise and we ate like steak every day, lobster tails, oxtails, all of that, and then once we kind of learned about why plants are so important for our nutrition and our health, because we weren't really taught nutrition throughout our lifetime. So when we started opening up our eyes to that, that's kind of when we were like, oh, this is probably why we're having so many underlying ailments. And then like Kirby was saying, the term fiber just kept coming up. And why fiber is so important is because like 70% of our immune system is in our gut. And in order to have a healthy gut, we need fiber. So a lot of that kind of just plays into how we, went from where we were to our previous company of just Divine Herbs and Healing to now we are Vegan Fiber, because we're here to educate, the community and just bring awareness to the nutritional aspect of why we need fiber and why gut diversity is so important. And that kind of brought us to, Seamoss and we have so much to say about Seamoss, but that answers Julian's questions.
So that was really how we got established with being at Vegan Fiber now.
Yes.
Nice. So you guys had a business before this, right? Before you had Vegan Fiber, that was because I remember it was Divine Herbs and Healing, and so you guys decided to kind of morph this into more of like fiber focus, which is cool.
Yeah,
no one's really. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say no one's really focusing on the fiber aspect and stuff. A lot of times they're focusing on Seamoss or this herb or that herb, but a lot of times it's the fibers that are pulling out from. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a fiber expert, but it's usually the fibers that we're eating that are pulling out a lot of the stuff that we need to draw out of our body,
Exactly.
and keep us clean and running good.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to comment what you were saying is, fiber is such an important. It's fiber. So for people that don't understand what fiber is the undigested carbohydrate. When we're eating these foods, so you have soluble fiber, insoluble fiber, and it's important to understand that fiber helps absorb nutrients of the food, but there's also part of the fiber that helps remove toxins during the process of digestion. So when you're talking about, being in a place where our culture, my culture, we're leading in so much and in the premature diseases and things that, when you're growing up, you're just looking at it on a, you're not really comprehending it, but you just know that there's something there that's not being informed to us. So when I came across why, I didn't really understand when I was first transitioning to being plant-based, why I was there. So once I started being able to make the connections, I wanted to build we wanted to be more than just a product-based company. Like, through our transition being a part of Divine Herbs and Healing, we kind of started seeing, we knew that we was working with our community more so behind the scenes and just so much, but we just wanted to represent something that was community driven and related, but make it something relatable to all people, all backgrounds across the world, and just encourage people to we wanted to encourage people to add more fiber to their diet. 95% of Americans aren't getting the recommended fiber.
That's true.
That is a big, when we're looking at a lot of other countries and places look at America as just this unhealthy place. And it shows when you start looking at the premature diseases and the alarming rates that people are dying at heart diseases, diabetes, cholesterol issues, kidney, we are leading in a lot of these categories. So we took what we felt that we can start in our community and just bring more awareness to the products and things that nurtured us along the way. So that's where we at with Vegan Fiber, man.
Nice. Beautiful. And part of that, you guys have developed a book, right?
Yes, Seamossology.
Yes, as I haven't had a chance to read the book. You haven't sent me a copy yet, but I'm sure you'll get around to that.
Yeah. You know it.
But knowing both you guys for as long, and I've known you guys for over a year now, I know that you guys are very passionate about Seamoss and just the knowledge and the study. And we've always, vibed and talked about different, scientific crap about I don't want to get into it too much myself. This is all about you guys explaining what's in the book. But I know, without having to look into the book, to know that you guys wouldn't put a book out unless you spent some time, researching the industry, understanding the market. You guys both have great marketing experience and backgrounds, so I'm sure there's a lot of great tools and tips in the book that can help. Like I've been pushing and I've been telling everybody, you want to be serious and level up your game, you need to start expanding your knowledge You know what I mean? There's too many people watching these YouTube videos and just getting secondhand information from this guy and that guy. No one's going out and researching the source from people that have been in the field and are experienced what they're doing. I'm telling you right now, anybody that you talk to that's been in the CMOS for longer than a year, that's bought some serious CMOS, they know really the difference between, you know what I mean, the truth, I guess, and what's really out there, and what, gossip is going around. That's the only thing I can call it, is gossip.
You said some really key points, and to piggyback off of that,
Yeah,
that was one of the things that truly inspired us 2 years ago when we was really starting to get into this Seamoss business. We was just like many, and not even just the business. Let's rephrase this.
Yeah,
when we first started getting into this for our personal consumption, we was just like a lot of other people that was wanting more information. And when we got into we was getting finessed and not getting true answers to a lot of the things that we needed to know. And at that moment, I would say that we knew that there was a huge problem that needed to be fixed. And through these last just 2 years of researching and taking as much notes as possible and finding the as much information as we could possibly find, we knew that in order to change what we wanted to change in the world, we knew that we had to start with a small community of individuals being their own superhero. And we was very disappointed in a lot of the leaders that we reached out to originally in the beginning of our journey. And it was just very different from what was being portrayed online. And we knew that we wanted to go out there and have our own experience to where we can make it relatable to anybody else that was looking to impact their own health. So Seamoss has become a lifestyle for us. And like I said, originally how I got started with Seamoss originally, I fasted for I had fasted for 18 days and I was taking Seamoss powder. And that was the turning point for me. But little did I know, as I got into the business, I quickly saw that the Seamoss powder that I had was terrible.
It was horrible.
Terrible quality. So
it was so dirty.
Yeah, it was dirty. It was terrible.
Really
it was
dirty.
terrible. And that'd be a funny story I'll come back to. But we just wanted to put out honest information that we know that could change generations, and not just go what was
regurgitated.
Yeah, it was just a lot of things that was just filtered information, and we just knew that we needed more authenticity with our journey, and we've been putting it out there. It's a lot of different things and information on YouTube, and just our journey up until this point.
Cool.
Yeah, and for me, so with Seamoss, so how Kirby started with the Seamoss powder, the way I really got started into Seamoss was when I was pregnant, and during my pregnancy is actually when I transitioned to being completely plant-based, because I had a lot of underlying issues growing up from different autoimmune diseases, of allergies, and just a pH imbalance, a lot of different intolerances, a lot of things that could never be explained by any doctor, or they just try to force medications down me that I eventually became immune to. So everything just wasn't working for me. So, and this was for the first 26 years of my life. So when I learned about why I should be eating more plants and less animal proteins, and became more aware of the benefits of Seamoss, because in my culture, so my family's from Barbados, so my grandma would always make a Seamoss drink, but that also was with a bunch of sugar and condensed milk and all this other stuff. So I wasn't really getting the benefits of Seamoss from that. But when I actually learned about the actual algae, the actual seaweed of Seamoss, and how beneficial it was, and why just having this one vegetable is huge it was a huge game changer for my gut health. And like I mentioned earlier, 70% of our immune system is in our gut. So that's how a lot of these autoimmune diseases and a lot of these chronic diseases that Americans at least have
survive.
Have why it
it survives. Why the disease is
Yes,
able to survive in
exactly.
our body.
Exactly. So then when I learned the significance of why our gut and keeping our gut healthy was so important, and how Seamoss plays a huge factor in our gut health, and not just from all the the micronutrients, but from the macronutrients. Like, people aren't really talking about the macronutrients, and macronutrients actually are more of the nutrients that our body needs. The micronutrients are more so
The vitamins.
but the micronutrients are more so of like the players who are like the supporting role, and micronutrients are just the vitamins and minerals that everyone's always talking about, the vitamins and minerals. However, the macronutrients, which are like the fats, the proteins, the carbohydrates. So like in Seamoss, the highest protein in there is collagen. Collagen is great for our skin and our hair. The carbohydrate is the fiber. So when I started learning more about the nutritional aspect of it, I was like, wow, I'm happy I have this indigenous plant in my life now. But I was really upset that I didn't have any of these answers for the first 26 years of my life. I'm 30 now, so I was just like, at least I get to start somewhere.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off of that, we just wanted to bring awareness to the small steps that makes big results. And we just knew that the world needed something other than just hearing this story of this 92 minerals. Like, we knew that we wanted to highlight other relationships to why this sea moss is the most powerful sea vegetable to add gut diversity. And as we started to dedicate each and every day to this research, we started learning traditions and how this was related to the Chinese dynasty 2,000 years ago. We started learning more about how it was used in the West Indies. We started learning more world culture and ancestry along the line, even in North America, and just understanding that this seaweed has many different benefits, but it also has different species. It has a lot of other things that, I felt that once you learn how to maximize sea moss, your lifestyle is in such a better place. Traditional medicine has made it so complicated for us to feel like we can do it on our own. So our intention was to bring awareness to world stories and not just say we're not the only ones having results. We wanted to bring more awareness to for the average consumer to see that this is a lifestyle. This has been used, and I'm pretty sure that any culture can find something related to how this was used in their ancestry. And understanding that the world has more vegetables than just land vegetables. We wanted to bring more awareness to this indigenous sea vegetable and how it's played a huge role in just the commercial world. Like, there's a lot of things that's hidden jewels, that's in gems and things that's been used in the commercial industry that we just unaware of. So we just wanted to just put that weight on our shoulders and say, hey, we're dedicated to this lifestyle. We quit cold turkey of the Western diet, known as the SAD diet, the Standard American diet. And we started just adding more supporting things in our lifestyle and the Seamoss was just the biggest. It wasn't the only thing, but it was someone said, can you make the logo smaller so we can see who's speaking?
Yeah, I think on Facebook, it looks like the logo is covering the whole picture.
Okay.
Oh, on the background?
Yeah, so it's not really a background. It's more of like the front ground. That's not a word, but I made it up.
So does that work better?
Okay, let's see.
I got to refresh it and see. Someone in the comments may have to tell us.
All right. Let us know if you all can, we're streaming on multiple platforms,
there's
guys.
Like 10 different platforms.
If anyone is experiencing any,
and we're all doing it for like the first time, like
if anyone is experiencing any difficulties, let us know right now so we can help you all.
Marian said no, so I guess that's no. It's not better.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have a logo on showing here.
Yeah, it's the vegan fiber logo that's up there. I see. I don't know how.
Okay, I don't have the logo on. See, now I have it there or here.
Okay.
Oh, that one. Yeah. So take that one off.
I did take it off. It wasn't even on. It's not supposed to be on.
That's interesting. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
that
he just put it on.
Oh,
it,
maybe it's stuck.
What
yeah.
group is that one in?
It's all the Facebook groups. It's looking like all the Facebook groups.
I'm putting in a support call to Restream. I'm gonna say
Okay.
they just.
Oh, I'm in the Seamoss Buyers Club group. I don't think it's showing in that one because I can see that one.
Maybe it's
Okay,
in the...
now they're saying now they can see.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
All
Okay,
right.
great. Hello.
So
These are
once
the
again, comment where y'all following us from because we want to help. We want to be where you at right now.
The name
so
of
let
the
us
book
know.
is Seamossology, the ultimate guide of principles, techniques, and tools. And you can find that at veganfiber.com. It's available in print form. It's available in audiobook, which is an instant download. And it's also available in an ebook, which is an instant download. So veganfiber.com. What was the previous question we were just discussing, to go ahead and go back to that conversation?
I forgot. I got short-term memory.
You know what? I've been waiting for an opportunity to bring in. You brought up something that I think we need to touch on. It's kind of a little bit off topic between the book, but it's a question I see and get access constantly. And I feel like you're the only person I know who can give the honest answer because you've lived it and experienced. Shane, could you talk a little bit about your experience being pregnant, taking Seamoss, how you took the Seamoss, the diet that you had, because so many people are concerned about, and then like even now how you're raising your kid with Seamoss.
Yes.
So you could talk a little bit about that. Thanks.
Yes, and actually I've along with my pregnancy journey, I've helped many other moms who had successful births and deliveries with their Seamoss journey and their herbal journey as well. But so, I mean, I would just take Seamoss every day. Like, okay, so for one, I transitioned to a fully plant-based lifestyle about week 18, 19, and I gave birth week 41. And I was just very consistent with how I ate. I ate my plants, and we have a plant-based food guide actually on our website that's free. You could download it for free as well. But everything that's on that food guide is everything I ate. You know, I didn't eat, you know, a lot of processed foods. I only drank water, herbal teas. I drink my herbal teas every day. I took my Seamoss every day. Before I actually transitioned into my plant-based lifestyle, I had very low iron. And
Hold on. I don't want to cut you off, but how much Seamoss did you take per day when you were taking Seamoss?
So when I first started, taking the Seamoss like consistently was around like the pregnancy aspect. So I would take no more than like 16 ounces a day. Now, like as I'm now like
16 ounces.
A whole cup.
I do way more. I do way more.
Literally, like this cup actually, guys, is filled with Seamoss gel, and I'm just drinking the Seamoss gel. But it's okay to take Seamoss gel, you know, to consume Seamoss because it's just a vegetable. It's a vegetable. It's just like if I was eating a salad, you know, just turned into a smoothie, but instead I'm eating a Seamoss turned into Seamoss gel. But yeah, so I took my I drink my Seamoss gel every day. I don't
want to interrupt you because I want to take it a couple seconds back because I need you to slow down and really get everybody that's tuned in. She's shortcutting a lot of things right now. So the thing is, and I just want to highlight, when we started this journey of really researching, online almost scared you into not having faith to do it by yourself. To wanting to even go and use Seamoss that much. She was more so on the side of the daredevil, like I want to, you know, I really want to see if I'm going to have these reactions that people are scaring people into. So when we dove into Seamoss during her pregnancy, we knew that levels was low. We really dove into it on a high intake level to see how much would it impact when we went back to the next appointment months later to see what her levels would be, which we'll get back to later. Her levels did increase tremendously when she went
Yeah,
back
my
to the doctor.
iron was extremely low. So for normal people, like unpregnant people, your iron should be like higher than 12, and I forget what the unit is, but higher than the 12 and whatever that unit is. And my iron, and then if you're pregnant, it's normal levels are between like 9 to 12. My levels were at 7, and they were looking at me like, we need to up your iron intake. You need to take these pills. You eat this meat. Like literally, my midwife said you need to be eating red meat. You need to be eating from a cast iron. I was like, well, I just transitioned to plant-based, so I'm just gonna go with that and see if this helps. And that helped me tremendously, from the Seamoss to my different herbs. I was on a burdock roots and different sarsaparilla roots and different red raspberries. I had some elderberry in there. Like I was on a bunch of different herbs along with the Seamoss, along with eating my plants. And I was able to give birth to my daughter without any assistance. Like I didn't go to the hospital to give birth. I gave birth in my home with Kirby by ourselves. And we've been giving our children Seamoss since we've been giving our youngest daughter Seamoss since she was born. So since she came out the womb, she's been having Seamoss. And she's like the smartest girl I know. She's 20 months now. She's like so smart. She's like wise beyond her years. But the Seamoss has really helped with our development, from just our body care, our gut health, and just from like the children as well. So, but yeah, I took Seamoss every day, and it wasn't just the 1 tablespoon that a lot of people are promoting. I took Seamoss. Like I drink it like a smoothie. Like even if you have a Seamoss smoothie, that's still taking your Seamoss. But when I make my Seamoss smoothies, I put a whole bunch of the clean Seamoss in it, and like maybe a banana, maybe some kale. But it's a whole bunch of clean Seamoss in there. It's not just 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah. Well, I know people that have eaten it raw, and
we do that. It tastes so good like that. Literally, put some raw Seamoss onto a salad. Oh my gosh! Add some onions, some peppers, maybe some sea salt, some olive oil. It's a seaweed salad. It's bomb. It is so good. Yes.
Wicked.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
But yeah, and also just from like some of the other testimonies from a lot of the other pregnant moms that I've helped, because since I started my Seamoss journey later into my pregnancy, like week 18, 19, a lot of them started theirs when they first found out that they were pregnant, and it helps subside it from morning sicknesses to a bunch of different like just things that happen when you're pregnant, from cramps and things like that. Like it really helps them in that first trimester, because the first trimester is sometimes like the worst one because your body's getting used to a fetus growing in it. So the Seamoss really helps a lot with just like calming down your body and maintaining your levels.
Yeah. One of the things you also mentioned that I found consistent with a lot of the families is when they give their kids Seamoss, how smart the kid is, how energetic, and how extremely confident. That's the biggest thing. Like, so my business partner, his kid has had it since he was born, and this kid walks like he runs the world. Like he's just whatever, this that, and we always talk about it. We're laughing. We're like, it's the Seamoss. Seamoss is making him a boss. You know what I mean?
Yes, it supports so much. One of the things is when you're looking at the world and how much it's being normalized that kids are being born prematurely or with a lot of these defects at birth. And one of the things that I just wanted to touch on was the cognitive development that Seamoss allows a child from womb to earthside. And it's incredible to see what Seamoss can impact when you're talking about someone that may have a learning disability, someone that has ADHD, or a kid that has Down syndrome. We've dealt with a lot of different types of people within our journey, and we've seen the reaction and things of how their body responded, not just ours, but my main thing was that when I look at medicine and it's like, well, children underneath this age shouldn't take. Well, we have to remember that what's different in the child organs that's different than ours. They have the same heart, they have the same stomach. Like, so in my opinion, if it's unsafe for a child, then we shouldn't take it in either. So when we got started with Seamoss and we saw how and like just how much of a one-stop shop it was, we just dove straight into it. And since her development from the first time we got her levels down to when we went back to get the levels from the doctor, it increased it tremendously. You know, the iodine, you know, one thing is that the thyroid function in humans alone is a huge problem that's not being so much exploited, of how much a deficient thyroid gland or thyroid health affects the body. And when you're looking at the natural iodine and salt that you're getting from the sea, including in the Seamoss, it makes a tremendous difference in a lot of the things that you thought existed. Like you'll go to a doctor and see all of these symptoms, but it can be all from a thyroid deficiency. So iodine deficiency, excuse me. So we just wanted to highlight some of those things as well, about why we really dove into this Seamoss.
Right. And then even just from the prenatal care and perinatal care aspect, since that was one of my reasonings for even coming really into Seamoss and transitioning to a 100% plant-based lifestyle, I put Seamoss for perinatal care into our book. So I have a chart that basically explains all of like the known nutrients that are in Seamoss and why the mom and the fetus need it, and I also give you other plant-based sources for that. So for example, like Kirby was saying with the iodine is essential for a healthy brain development for your fetus, you know what I mean? And iodine could be found in the Seamoss and other seaweeds like kelp, and also like onion. So we have a chart in the book explaining, you know, Seamoss for perinatal care. But we have a lot of things in this book that are just right to the point. You know, there's no fluff. It's just right to the point. It's a really good like guide for anybody who is serious about Seamoss and really serious about impacting their community with Seamoss. You know what I mean? Like everything that we've learned and, you know, we're able to share about Seamoss, we put it in this book because we're only two people. So it's better for us to spread our knowledge and spread our wealth through our literature and through speaking on platforms like this. But it's really up to the community to continue to pass the information and really educate, you know, your neighbor. You know what I mean? And that's how we're able to really grow and learn about, you know, why Seamoss, why gut health, why fiber.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. And so how many chapters is in the book? Like how much?
11. There's 11 chapters.
11 chapters.
This is one of the things that when I was growing up, I just used to hate reading long books. Like I wasn't the guy who would read no Harry Potters or anything that was too thick for my likings. And it was just a lot of fluff information. We wanted to get straight to the point in this guide because we know that we live in an instantaneous world where you got 5 seconds to make me understand what it is you're trying to say. So in this book, it took us a year, just to cut down the information to where we felt was essential. We didn't want no one to either be a consumer without knowing. Like we wanted to put anybody in the best situation to be able to take their knowledge from zero to hero.
Yes.
And we knew that we didn't have time. This book wasn't about introducing no one to our lifestyle. No. It wasn't about educating the reader on
like why eat plants,
all the trials and tribulations.
No.
This was for somebody who wanted to be an expert.
Yes.
This is for somebody who wants to dive right into the knowledge base. We didn't want to go through filter information. We didn't want to talk about all of like if you want the stuff that you want to find on Google, by all means you can go do that. If you want something that's really unique, that's going to take you to the next level to make this indigenous seaweed be relatable to why you need it, this is the guide for you. This is the principles, techniques, and tools. We're talking about essential things. So we have a lot of small subjects for anybody that's looking. So one of the things is understanding sea moss and seaweeds throughout time.
Yes.
One of the other subjects we're talking about is understanding agars and carrageenan. We're talking about cultivation and processing. This is huge for anyone who keeps asking about the wild crafted, or am I getting pool grown, or how do I know how to identify this species? Like, we dive right into knowing getting right into the information, so that way you can be a expert at whatever you want to do with Seamoss.
Right. And then like also just if you see in chapter three, we really deep dive into the process of how, you know, today a lot of the cultivation methods of Seamoss. So like the cultivation aspect really started becoming popular, especially in St. Lucia around like the 1980s. And that's just because like with wild crafted, you're literally taking the Seamoss that's widely grown for the whole ecosystem and taking it for yourself. So it really helps with sustainable farming, and farming of the sea is called mariculture. So it helps with sustainable mariculture. But like we deep dive into that. We deep dive into like, you know, the process of the rope farming and the sun drying and things like that. Just so anyone who knows nothing about how you're even getting your Seamoss, you could understand how the people who are cultivating it are actually and doing that
more
process.
Informative questions, like
exactly.
More leading questions to where you can be in a better situation to buy. Because when I started this business out, we got scammed out of like 20 pounds of some terrible,
it was horrible
quality Seamoss.
It was horrible.
And at that moment, I knew that, you know, I was more upset that something so indigenous that seemed like everybody approach the Seamoss on a level like, oh, like they just for the community. And I just was so upset because I was like, man, like here I am, you know, wanting to heal myself with this. And we're vegan,
Tammy.
But we have a very specific plant-based lifestyle that you wouldn't just compare to all vegans. We don't do the soy. We're not doing tofu or none of that. We have a very specific regimen that we follow. And one of the things is that when we started this journey, the term alkaline was so popular. And I felt like for somebody that was from where I was from and just randomly talking to somebody and trying to explain this term alkaline, I felt like it could get so challenging, even though the word alkaline is just telling how acidic or pure your bloodline is to being non-acidic. But sometimes just getting to that pH balance conversation can be challenging for someone who's just trying to purchase something good for the body, you know? So I didn't want to really piggyback off of what was being popularized with this whole alkaline thing. I wanted to dive into how is this going to play a role in your body's ecosystem, and dive into the main nutrients and the fiber and things. So that's what we kind of did. Not even kind. That's exactly what we did in here, was highlight and highlight the important things that you should know when shopping for Seamoss, when using Seamoss. We did a really good job at just making this relatable. We talk about how to incorporate Seamoss daily, how to incorporate it in for beauty in the beauty industry, how to maximize it,
how to make Seamoss gel. So
how to make
the same Seamoss gel that we started our previous company with making Seamoss gel. We would literally go into the community and hand out free Seamoss gel. We went to around the time that we were really getting started, we well, not even around the time, but we got started before then, but around the time of the different protests with a lot of these different killings and things that were going on, we would literally go to these protests and set up as like, hey guys, you guys need some Seamoss as you're protesting, because we handed out free Seamoss water to people. Like that same Seamoss gel that we made that became popular amongst our customers in our community is the same Seamoss gel that we teach you how to make in this book. Like we literally teach you the same exact steps that we did.
And we have some most of the people that tasted our Seamoss
would say that was the best Seamoss gel.
Like it was very, and I'm not saying that it takes rocket science to do this.
It's simple.
But it does take a
technique of cleaning.
A formula, a technique to where, you know, we just like some of the things that I was just early on seeing, like some people, how they was like, it's small things for major steps.
Yes.
And it was a lot of things that just made us unique for how we did it. And we didn't want, like, we wanted to impact the world. And we felt like in order to impact the world, we needed to have more superheroes in small communities.
Yes.
And we didn't want to just sit on all this knowledge and not share it.
That's not
and
right.
We didn't want people to keep spending extra money and time on making the same mistakes. Like, I firmly believe that in order to get places, you should follow someone who has done it and has also showed other people how to do it. And that's exactly what we dedicated. Our first 2 years in business was really dedicated to the customers and seeing if we can duplicate the results that we personally had. And once we grew through our time and saw how much more people was having the same results that we was able to have, we knew that we had something on our hand that was major. And that what really inspired this ultimate guide for even a business owner. Like, we just knew that the verbiage was so important to exploiting the customer. It's not so much trying to sell it to your customer, but it was just more of the transformation, giving the information, the verbiage. And we just wanted to create something very unique that changed our life. Like, when we got into this, we did not know, like, before we got into this business, we didn't know that COVID was we didn't know that COVID was coming.
We started way before COVID even popped up.
And the amount of people that we was able to impact to recover and rehabilitate themselves from learning how to maximize. See, like, people aren't really experiencing more than what's being promoted. So you got some people not even taking the minimum recommendation of Seamoss that I would say take a day. You know, and they're not getting the full benefits that this seaweed can have. So we just wanted to, put it out there. So if there's anybody in here that has questions, go ahead and ask. And by all means, Julian, give you the floor again, because we can get carried away.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It just shows the level of passion and how much you like. I know what it's like, dude. I've sat there for hours on live streams and talked to myself about Seamoss when no one's watching, so I get it. You know what I mean? One of the things you brought up earlier was when you guys talked about the cultivation of Seamoss and stuff like that. And I wanted to jump in, but you guys, you're explaining stuff so beautifully. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to bring it back there because what I believe is that a lot of people, if they knew and understood how Seamoss is cultivated, they wouldn't, like, there's a lot of ignorance in the marketplace. And if they understood how this stuff was grown and how it's harvested and how it's cleaned and how it's dried, they'd understand, and even just Seamoss, the biology of Seamoss and how it grows and what it needs to grow and stuff like that. Like, people don't realize that Seamoss feeds off nitrates. It's some way in a plant like that. It doesn't require minerals to grow. It absorbs the minerals from the surrounding water, but there's no way for it to get it directly from the rock. And so when people go and they harvest the Seamoss from the wild, they don't understand that the Seamoss is not only like a biofilter for the water to maintain proper levels of alkalinity or whatever it's called, but it also feeds into the ocean as phytoplankton and food for the phytoplankton. So and then like different sea turtles and parrotfish and stuff, they all nibble and feed off that. The crustaceans are using that as a habitat. Like, people are all, it makes me cringe when I watch these people go, oh, look, I found a crab in my Seamoss. And I'm just like, you just killed, like, you know what I mean? Like, that is like a marine environment you just uprooted and destroyed for what? For your minerals? Like, sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent.
You need to keep it. No, you got to talk about it. This is what we need. And that's a lot of things. Yep.
Yeah, it's like how more parasitic can you, like, we cry about how we don't want to be these parasitics, or we don't want these people exploiting the planet, and we're all about nature and stuff. But then you go and you rape the ocean for food, just so, you know what I mean? Like, what have you learned? You're not learning anything. Like, so I think it's important to people to understand really and truly how their food is growing, and not from some YouTube video that any random person's, because a lot of the information is recycled. It's like gossip,
Yes.
So,
and what's crazy, the feed off of what you were saying is, I remember just going into places where Oriental markets or places where they have a lot of other culture things, and I got tired of being at a disadvantage. Like, I didn't feel like I was asking the right questions. I felt like I was at a very disadvantage from just not knowing what these things were. And CMOS has been a part. It's been in my face this whole time. We just didn't know what it was, and it's in traditional medicine. It's been around for 2,000 years plus, and to not know is one thing, but not to put yourself in the best position to get more information. That's where it becomes, every individual is their own healer, and we just wanted people to be able to ask better questions, learn new information, become a student, and go through the transition for themselves. Because how you said, like, if you knew the process of what it takes to, harvest this, or if you knew the process of just a lot of little small things, you would understand how it is important that you verify your source where your CMOS is coming from. We can't keep looking at it on a cheaper, like, you can, it's no secret that you can get some really, really cheap CMOS out there. And it reminds me of like the fast food industry. It just reminds me of the integrity of, yes, that empty carb can, fill your hunger feeling, but you're not still getting the nutrients from that processed food. And it reminds me of when I see this poor quality CMOS, or what some people call it, pool grown, whatever they want to put their term on it, but it's just understanding, verifying your source, understanding what are you looking for, the characteristics of knowing good quality CMOS versus poor quality CMOS.
Right, like was your CMOS cultivated in a factory, or was it cultivated by hands of people who were putting love into it? So which is a huge aspect, because it all comes back down to energy.
So one of the things that I just wanted people to see is that we was once them, and we know how it felt to be not knowing. We know that with the right information, you can change your family's wealth, your legacy, your foundation, your health. We knew that having the right information for CMOS, which is in this CMOSology book, we knew that this right here is going to change generations of just many of the things to come, because we didn't hold back on the information. We didn't look at it like we didn't look at it as we didn't want the next person to know more. We looked at it as, in order to impact the world,
knowledge transfer,
we needed to transfer the knowledge, so that way we can grow as one and not just individual. We're not here to be the first. We're here to have longevity and hopefully be the last. We want to be around. So
it's a marathon. It's not a race.
Yeah, it's not a race. We didn't want to be first. We didn't want to be the only one sitting here just feeling great off CMOS. We wanted others to take what we found as vital information, and we all grow as one. So we hope that many other people around the world, when they get this book, they maximize it and they become their own CMOS expert, because it will give you the exact foundation for that.
Cool. Well, what I've done is I've actually, while you were talking, I posted some links in the chats, and some of the chats, I don't know if everybody can see them, but there is a link now which allows you to join in as a guest. So you can come in and live and talk to us one-on-one on the live video if you'd like. Nice. But you can also post some questions in the live stream. I'm going to turn on the chat overlay so it just comes out here. And like Kirby was saying earlier, let's open the floor to some questions. Yes. Let's pick your brain, guys, and really see if we can share some of the knowledge that we've been blessed with others, because I think this has been a great conversation so far.
Yes.
Yeah, and the book is amazing. I'm even just I put out the comments. Tammy looks shy.
You can turn
your camera off, Tammy. We'll still talk to you.
Yeah, just turn the camera off.
We just want to make sure you all getting the best information. Like, we just want to, and this book was created off of frequently asked questions. Yes. Like in the first 2 years of our business, we was running into so many different questions that you wouldn't believe.
The same questions, though. A lot of the same questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So while we get those questions ready and see if Tammy's going to join us, I just want to throw up the Seamossology and just run through the table because like as you guys were talking, I was looking at this and this is pretty cool. Like you have the introduction to the sea moss, the wonder food, why it's important, understanding the sea moss and seaweed, understanding agar versus carrageenan, which a lot of people don't understand. You've done great about the cultivation, processing, rope farming, putting the term wildcrafted, which I think is something that gets really thrown around too much. Post harvesting, the drying and the bleaching. Then we have how to incorporate Cmos daily, Cmos infused foods and beverages. So that's when you talk about adding like fruits and stuff like that to the.
Yeah, we actually give you a few Seamoss smoothie recipes in here too.
Oh, wicked, wicked.
About 5 of them.
Yeah, and then you got some techniques to make the Seamoss gel, how to store it, the weight loss and fiber in chapter 6, Seamoss for fasting. A lot of people don't know about the Seamoss for fasting. I use that extensively all the time for fasting. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
The Seamoss for prenatal care, that's huge. And for the children, like a lot of people don't have that or that knowledge. So that's awesome. Hey, I see Tammy waiting in the background here. I'm gonna throw her on in the conversation.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi,
Tammy. Got your
Tammy.
camera on. Yay!
Woo! The camera's on. Look at that beautiful skin.
Yes.
It's the Seamoss.
How you guys doing?
We're
I'm doing
great.
fine.
How
Doing better
you
than we
doing?
deserve. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Thank you for being so active and just being here with us today.
Yeah. Listen, my biggest thing is the Seamoss works so well for me. Like I was saying it on my text, I stopped taking my thyroid medication in June, and I haven't had any problems. I don't think my doctor really knew what she was talking about because the symptoms that she was supposed to have, I haven't had any of those problems. I wasn't having any before she put me on the medication, but I'm doing so much better since I'm not on the medication and just taking the Seamoss. But my problem is I'm not eating healthy like I should, and I think I'm wasting the Seamoss because I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to do to live a healthy lifestyle. And when you were saying that you went cold turkey as a vegan, you just went cold turkey. I want to learn how to do that because if I don't, I'm a stroke out.
I'm glad that you asked. So what would be the direct? So would you want to know how some of the techniques of going to cold turkey, or like would you like us to maybe speak more about the transition, or what would be the question that you want to know from us?
Everything, because I was taking 3 blood pressure pills. I was doing fine. I went on vacation. That's what happened. I went on vacation this past week and just sitting around eating, moving around like I should, and now my blood pressure's up. I can't get it back down, and I started back on one of my blood pressure pills today, a water pill, and I'm like, okay, I can't keep doing that. I'm 55 years old, so I can't keep doing that. I gotta get healthy and stay healthy, and the Seamoss has stopped all of my pain, stopped the problems I was having with my thyroid, my hair grew back, because everything good about the Seamoss. But if I feel like if I can learn how to go cold turkey and stop eating a lot of the salt in the foods that I eat and just, a healthier lifestyle now and catch it, I'll be a lot better off. But I need guidance because I cook good and I'm eating everything that I cook.
Yes. So first of all, congratulations on going on a leap of faith against doctor orders. Congratulations on taking the first step, because that shows right then and there that you have the foundation to make a huge transition. So I just want to say congratulations on that, because that was step number 1. Some of the things that I would say is homework today would be identifying your food trigger point. When we begin this journey, we didn't really understand what was giving us those trigger points to have those relapses or those intervals of where we may have because serotonin, 90% of your serotonin is found in your stomach,
In your gut.
in your gut. So serotonin controls a lot of those emotions that will have you stress eating or eating for comfort or just celebratory things. So it's important that when you start this transition, you identify why you're doing this, but also identify things that's causing these food trigger points. So that's number one. Number two is how you said you needed to be more around the community of other people that can get you to where you need to go. So one of the things was that I had to really look at myself in the mirror, because what we do is we have to understand that doctors, and not to discredit any doctors, but they're not taught the nutrition of food. They're taught more so the emergency of the medicine, but they're not really taught the nutrition and how the food benefits. So when going on that level of really understanding nutrition, that's where we come in, and we built more of a community for people to understand that. And one of the things is we lack so much fiber. And when I was saying earlier, is fiber is found in all plants. So that's an easy way to look at why you need to have a higher fiber plant diet, is because fiber removes the toxins. So like the water that's in our body, like some of the people that's kidney patients where they going on dialysis, or they're bound to be a dialysis patient or diabetic. We're talking about this indigenous sea vegetable removing that lead and toxins out the body, and things that we need during the process of digestion. The food, on the other hand, is something where we have these trigger points and stress factors in our body where we're eating these processed food, or the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet, that's calorie rich and nutrient poor. So when we looking at transitioning into a plant-based lifestyle, we're talking about identifying these food trigger points, but also creating a solution. So the herbs, the spices, the sources, what are we doing to substitute that protein? Because the protein scare, if you don't eat meat, you don't get protein, is what they say. But I want to ask you this, Tammy, live. If I ask you without knowing, do you want to be the gorilla or do you want to be the lion? What would you say?
Oh, shoot. I want to be the gorilla. The gorillas don't eat meat.
Exactly. And that was one of the first questions I had to look at myself in the mirror and ask myself. I said, okay, what is the characteristics of this lion and what is the characteristics of this gorilla? And I looked at the diet. I looked at the lion and how much he sleeps throughout the day. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, ask your question.
Oh no, I was talking to my husband. I'm listening to you. Don't.
Oh, okay. So one of the things was, what do I want to be like? When I look at a lion, how they eat, they're eating meat, they're eating blood, they're sleeping most of the day, they have no energy, they're waking up 4 hours a day just to hunt. When I'm looking at a gorilla, I'm looking at his eyesight, I'm looking at his strength, I'm looking at how big he is, I'm looking at everything on the gorilla. I'm like, wow, this thing doesn't eat meat. He's eating grass, herbs, berries. He's living his lifestyle on the quarter when he wants to do it, not because he has to eat to survive. I didn't want to eat to survive. I didn't want my medicine to be food. I wanted food to be my medicine. You see what I'm saying? So the transition was simple. Once I identified who I wanted to be, then I started to study what it was that they was doing. And once I did that, is how I really transitioned more into this plant-based lifestyle. So I'm from South Carolina, and we eat very much soul food. So I knew that when I transitioned into this lifestyle of plant-based, I had to match that flavor if I was going to commit to this. So I started looking into my seasonings, and I started making small changes. Instead of using iodized salt, I started using sea salt. I started looking at herb spices that I found more natural, that still gave me the senses in my smell that I knew that can relate to the seasoning taste that I want to substitute, which was that sea salt. And that seasoning salt. So the transition was more so of just being around the culture, and which when you get done with this, I would like for you to use the link in our bio and book a strategy session with us, and we can go more into actually making it more custom to your lifestyle. But a lot of the substitutes which we did was mushrooms was very, very big for us in the beginning of this. We started substituting our flours. We started understanding that anything white, you should stay away from. White bleached flour, white sugar. just white, a lot of things that's white, we should just stay away from in a simple form. So we started substituting our flours with like chickpea flour, spelt flour. I was never the type that can do dairy. So I was already in the transition of doing certain almond milk, but almond milk has estrogen. So I didn't want to stay in almond milk. So I started doing hemp milk. I started doing walnut milk. I just started creating a thing where I was getting comfortable with in imitating my flavor. So I was big on chicken. I had to have that chicken taste. So I started flouring my food with chickpea flour, and then I started substituting that peanut oil and started using grapeseed oil and then avocado oil, and just small things started making big results. I can hear you now. There you go.
Okay, that's everything that you're talking about, the mushrooms, the chickpea flour. I've been looking on YouTube, the everything vegan, and I've been looking at all of that. So I know about it, a little bit about it, but I don't know how to start, and I'm scared of, like you said, I'm gonna miss that seasoned salt taste. I'm in Kansas City, but I'm by way of Mississippi, so I don't know anything but soul food.
Yeah.
So and it's just hard to get away from them. Like, I'm gonna miss something. If I miss one meal, I'm gonna miss something. So I'm trying to figure out how to get all those same flavors in the mushrooms. And one lady does a lot of jackfruit. I don't know how that tastes, but I want to try it, just to get into a healthier lifestyle, like you said.
Yeah. So one of the things is that we got to remember that our body is surviving off of these hormones that they're putting in these foods. So coming off of these foods, you're going to go through a transition of hangry and you're going to go through withdrawal. The number one drug in America is food. And it's sad to say, but it's facts. The number one drug in America is food. And when we start winging ourselves off with all of these things that's synthetic, we start being able to get to the source. So one of the things is that our body the energy that we get feeds off of fat. So we have to figure out a lot of small things to where when we're winging off of these hormones, what was in those foods that was synthetic, that it was tricking our body to feel that it was getting that nutrient. Because when hunger strikes, that's our body telling us we lacking something that needs to be fulfilled. So once you identify certain things during your transition, it becomes smoother. And on that strategy call, we'll speak more on coming up with a small solution, which is more so of a 5-day. We'll start with a 5-day vegan plant-based guide and giving you small techniques, because in the beginning we want to have like an 80-20 rule. We're not so much saying just start cold turkey. What we're saying is, let's start by adding this to your lifestyle and adding more of these plants and these foods, and then let's figure out a way that works for your lifestyle. So that would be one of the things we'll do in that strategy call, is come up with a complete wellness plan that fits your lifestyle. We'll give you the things that you need, that you would need to be able to complete the transition. Okay. That smile go, Tammy. Now you and your husband, y'all be in the kitchen, and it starts when you start incorporating like just fun things with the family, like sometimes a Sunday dinner or something new. Like a lot of things happens to where you will have moments where you're just doing it with passion, and it's not so much of the results in the beginning. And that's what's going to take you further on the days when you want to quit, is that you're able to have fun with it. Did we lose Tammy?
Looks like, yeah, I don't know if she left it or she decided to leave. I think you guys did an amazing job answering her questions. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it answered a lot of questions for a lot of other people and stuff, which is awesome.
Well, thank you, Tammy, for joining in. I'm sure that you're still around. If you don't see the link for you to book the consultation, it should be in the chat. You can always visit us at veganfiber.com. send us an email, fill out one of those forms, and we'll be sure to have a rep or one of us contact you and jumpstart filling for that consultation. So just be sure to check us out.
Here's the Calendly link. I put it up there. How does it work with the how do you pronounce it?
Calendly.
Candly. Like, I'm the worst at pronouncing names. So
He's
how does it work?
Canadian, guys. So give him
Yeah,
a pass. Give him a pass.
kids, you know.
So when
how
you
does
book
it
on
work
that
with
link, we'll have a series of questions of just like 5 questions just to get to know exactly what is it that you want to target in this conversation. Because we want to maximize that conversation where we're jumping right into what you want to solve.
Right.
And then when we get on that phone, we're going to do a small assessment, and then we're going to dive right into the solution. We're going to give you a wellness plan from top to bottom, and let you know how you can accomplish this based on their calendar of what their goals is by their time frames. We're going to give them the solution, no shortcuts, and resource them to it. One of the things that you can do before the call is go on our website, download a free food guide. And that may lead you to have more questions to where when you're on that call, you're maximizing that out. Hey, there goes Tammy again.
I'm sorry. I'm lame when it comes to this stuff, so I might leave for a second or two, but I'll be back.
All right, now. So did you have any other questions that you wanted to answer while you got us? I would love to answer any questions that you may have.
No, I think I'm gonna wait and talk to you guys and write down some questions to ask, because I'm getting a lot of information and I'm feeling better about everything I was thinking about doing, because you guys are actually saying the same things I was thinking about. So yeah, I just want to make sure that this, I'm trying to learn how to sell the Seamoss now. I'm selling it to a few people, and I want to be more educated about what I tell them. I know a lot about what I'm telling them, but I'm that person. You have to practice what you preach. And if I'm not doing anything to have a healthy lifestyle, why would they listen to me?
Well, the congratulations. What I want you to know is that your transformation, and one of the things we also can talk on that call is how to leverage your business and things is such as that, because we do work with individual business owners and taking their business from beginning to end, from sourcing, from everything, a one-stop shop. We have products, we have Seamoss infused capsules, top to bottom. We've done, before we got into this point of the business of the book, we did everything from the Seamoss back end to be able to talk about this. But your transformation alone is people by people, and it's not so much of that you're not living a healthy lifestyle. You're doing better than you was yesterday. You know why? Because you was able to wing off that medicine. You understand what I'm saying? That's the number one step. You got some people right now who don't care about the vegan lifestyle, but if you can solve a problem for them to get off of that medicine, they're going to trust you for that. So let's not look at it and neglect the small steps that you did. You had to find something that worked. You saw that you was able to have results. Now it's just time to elevate and evolve. Let's not look at it as, you're not preaching, you're not practicing what you're preaching because you're in the lifestyle. You're using Seamoss. You just understand that to get to where you see yourself at, where you're capable of, that there's more to do. So it's not necessarily saying that you're not living a healthier lifestyle. You're doing better than you was yesterday. And that's all that we want people to understand, that no matter where you at in this transition, there's room to grow. Like right now, I still got room to grow, even though that I've been in this field for the duration that I have. I know that every day I'm a lifetime student. So your transformation is wonderful. You have a testimony. You have something that people can relate to. When you first got on this call, remind me when my grandmother started this on blood pressure medicine and all of these different things. And, she's not committed to a full 100% plant-based lifestyle, but she has done a lot of small things that's keeping her going. So I just really commend you for what you have been able to accomplish, and just don't stop shining the light on what has worked for you. Because in the beginning of our business, as I mentioned, we bought terrible quality Seamoss in the beginning, and we had minimum information. But from what worked for us was in the beginning of what our transformation was, and our customers was able to grow with us as we was able to develop more recipes, more regimens, better quality Seamoss. We allowed people to grow with us. And my main thing was, if I can impact one person a day life, I was fine with that. And I'm still fine with that. Like, I'm not in it just because of the opportunity of finances. I'm in it because I know that if I can impact one person a day, I'm fine with that. And I believe that what you said today, someone is going to look at this video and you're just impacted their life to start Seamoss. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that matters, is that you're able to impact one person.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So thank you for that. 'Cause I feel a little better now.
Facts. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Facts. And I just want to jump in there and just add in, like, from what I've seen, based on the comments of like the content of the book, that book is that you have, Kirby, is like pretty much like a business starter kit. Like, you learn that stuff, you'll understand enough about the market to know what you're talking about and know both sides. This is the one thing that I've noticed with a lot of these, like, these people that are sort of like, I guess, blinded and only see the Seamoss one way. They're not looking at both sides. They're not looking to expand their knowledge. They only know what that seller has told them. Do you know what I mean? And so I think it's important to have to even understand how Seamoss is farmed, how Seamoss is grown, how it's dried and harvested. You know what I mean? People just say, oh, like the amount of people that believe that there's actually bleach applied to the Seamoss because we use the term sun bleach is crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's at the same time, it's understandable, right? Because everybody's learning. Pardon?
You're not paying attention to what you say when you say it's sun bleach. That means it's sitting in the sun drying out.
Yeah.
But I do have one question.
Yes.
I saw a video today on TikTok. It's a guy that went vegan and lost a lot of weight, and he was talking about Seamoss. His claim is that Condis crispus is the only Seamoss that's supposed to help with thyroid function. This isn't Congress crispus that you sell, right? Because that's what I take, and I haven't had any problems at all.
So this is the thing. A lot of these guys are making the claim, and they have no scientific test to back up their opinion. Like, they're making it a claim. It's their opinion, and they're making it like it's a claim, right?
Okay.
Because, and here's the thing. Maybe they believe that, right? But there's no proof to it. There's no proof to half the stuff that's out there being said in the internet, because no one's doing the test to say, is this the Cadillac? Because they say, oh, Condis crispus is the Cadillac of Seamoss. Well, it very could be, but there's no test to prove it, right? You're really just going on your personal opinion. And from my experience, Seamoss affects everybody differently. When I take Seamoss, I'm going to have a different result from it and experience than when you take it. You know what I mean? So to say, like you said, like, how does this explain you being fixed on thyroids? Do you know what I mean? How did you get off that medicine? They also say, like, the pool Seamoss is no, or the Seamoss that they show online is pool grown and therefore is no good. But that same Seamoss, I don't believe, one, is pool grown, but two, I started that when I first took Seamoss, and it's what made me get turned on. Like, I experienced effects from it. So how to say that Seamoss is bad? Like, it's just not good quality Seamoss in my opinion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's important to sum it up. It's important for everybody to know and do the research and understand when someone's giving a fact or an opinion, because honestly, that's his opinion. There's no proof to it. There's no proof that Condis crispus is the best. There's no proof that Garcilaria is the best, or Eukinema, or any other species. They're all Seamoss, and as long as you're taking them and they're working for you, then it's good.
So one of the things, while I got this book open, is in my chapter 4. I'm actually going to read off the Condis crispus, just small thing, because I love talking about something in the book. So I'm gonna give y'all some free gems right quick. So Condis crispus, also known as Irish carrageen, is a species of red algae which grows abundantly along the rocky parts of the Atlantic coast of Europe and North America. Condis crispus is commonly found in colder waters, and it is used in the food industries for its carrageenan, which is also used in preparing ice cream, chocolate milk, custards, cheeses, jellies, meat, and for clarification of beer and wine. Carrageenan is also present in nut milk, meat products and yogurt. So when we're talking about certain species of Seamoss, because a lot of the industry just says seaweed infused, or you'll see something in beauty care where it just talks about the seaweed. We just have to, one thing in this Seamossology book, we're breaking down different species of Seamoss and its benefits, because some species is better for the agar, some is better for the carrageenan. We're just breaking it down to understand that whatever your use that you maybe want to use it for, it may have more benefits for if you are trying to prepare a beer or a jelly or certain things, but it's not necessarily saying that it's superior next to Garcilaria. You know, we're not trying to put that stigma on Seamoss. What we're trying to do is understand, and what we did was make this one guide be relatable to how it's been used in the world, because this is still a world history lesson of understanding that if you have access to Irish conscious Christmas and you're in a colder climate, you're not getting Garcilaria. So you can't really compare what Garcilaria has been used in your tradition if it doesn't, you can't change what the ecosystem grow. So someone may say conscious Christmas work best because that's all they know in their region. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not to discredit any other type. It's more so of just understanding what are you wanting to use and maximize that use for. Julian, would you agree or disagree, or what would you want to maybe chime into that?
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly. That's exactly, the different uses comes from different areas, and yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? There is not one best. Like, my advice to people when they all say, "What should I do?" I say, try both.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's no
I
law
tried
that
Deuce
says,
I just tried Deuce recently, man. I love it.
yeah.
I
No,
love it.
yeah, there's no real rules to this game. You know what I mean? Like, until you watch this video, you didn't, like, most people didn't realize that you can take more than 4 teaspoons. I eat more than the recommended dose. You know what I mean? Now, I'll just add this: I don't recommend people go from 0 to a quarter cup of Seamoss in one day. You'll probably be bouncing off the walls. You're like, Julian told me, I was like, what happened? But definitely, feel your body and work out, and don't be afraid to kind of push it a little to see how your body reacts to it. And if it doesn't react positive, then dial it back a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I like I like exactly what I take now, and I don't want to try. I tried the Congress Christmas or whatever it's called before I started using your Seamoss, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it blended up. I didn't like the way it looked or anything. And when I found yours, I mean, I haven't had any problems. I love it, so I'm not going to change it. That'll be like this. I broke.
I'll make this action point. This is what I feel is 90% of the people that are telling you that this Seamoss is better than that Seamoss is actually selling the Seamoss that they're telling you that's better. And so, to me, and I said it to everybody, like lots of people, if you believe your Seamoss is that good, and it is that good, you shouldn't have to sell it at all. I barely sell my I don't need to sell my Seamoss. Not to kind of, like, you know what I mean? But honestly, like, it sells itself. I show it to people, they buy it. That's it. I don't need to talk about anybody else's Seamoss. It is irrelevant in my world. You know what I mean? It's like, do you want this? Yes or no? You don't? Okay, thank you. Enjoy your life. I'm happy that you got the Seamoss that because at the end of the day, as long as you're taking Seamoss, that's what matters. I don't care if you take my Seamoss or someone else's Seamoss. Hell, I started a group called the Seamoss Buyers Club. There's like almost 6,000 people in that group.
Nice group. Shout out to that group. Shout out to Seamoss Buyers Club. Anybody that's tuned in right now.
Love that group. I think that was one of the best groups, one of the best moves I ever made, because it created a platform for a lot of people that were afraid to go out and sell Seamoss and push themselves out there, to go and get on this platform where you can just openly network, and there's a lot of deals and transactions going on from all over the world. It's beautiful to see people from South Africa networking with people from Tanzania and everywhere else, people from Grenada. You know what I mean? I have guys in St. Lucia that are now shipping Seamoss to Australia. Think about
Right.
that. Like, you know what I mean? And these are direct farmers that are, you know what I mean? Like they're pushing their Seamoss out there. So it's, yeah. And what I love it is that everybody in the group is kind-hearted and respectful, you know what I mean? For the most part, you know, and yeah. So to me, it's I don't know. I love Seamoss.
I love it too. Did you have any other questions, Tammy, that you wanted to get answered while you're here?
No, I think that's about it. I can't think. I mean, my brain is overloaded right now, so I have about 28,000 questions, but I need to write them down.
So one of your homeworks, remember what I said, think about your food trigger points. If you're an audio listener, I would say, you know, download the audio. If you're someone that likes to read and audio, we have multiple ways you can, you know, grasp the information, because the best information is when you're going to teach it to yourself, you know. So that would be one of the biggest steps that I would say, transition into getting the guide. And so then that way, you know, when you probably having more conversations with us in the future, you know, you can be a little more informed on what you may want to ask or talk about.
Well, I was just gonna say, I noticed she mentioned she wanted to get started in her business, and I think we should schedule a follow-up like event or something where we can talk to you about your business, how you're getting started, and see what challenges you're going through, and how, you know, maybe Kirby can create some strategies. I can throw in a bit of, you know, my experiences and stuff like that,
Yep.
and we can show people how to scale your business.
Yes.
And you know, kind of, I guess, level up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Get the. I know this. Like I said it earlier, looking at that book, looking at the information that is listed there in the titles, you buy that book and it's going to give you a definite, like a stronger advantage than most other people that are just getting started in the business, and will give you the confidence to move ahead and push forward and to grow.
The
This
mentorship.
industry, yeah, it will get you the mindset to have that confidence. This industry, like really, it comes down to how much time and energy you want to put into this CMOS business. I see people that are making excess of $10,000 in gross sales a month easily by putting their time.
Yes. Yeah. I agree, and I agree, and I agree with what you were saying as far as having mentorship, and following up. Like, this is, to me, it's like a community. If you put yourself around the right people, then you will get the results that you're destined for. And you have a great foundation from already having your own transition, but you also have two great people that can give you the insights from both sides. And we look forward to seeing you grow and nurture your foundation, because if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that's just simple. It's no in the middle of that. You believe it, you can achieve it, and the sky's the limit. So you know, you was one of the first people that joined on. So right then and there lets you know that you want it. So, you know, time is here for you. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Wicked.
I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Tammy, for joining in.
All right, so I'm going to leave the camera because I am really getting nervous about being on camera, but I'm still listening.
Tammy, you did wonderful. Like, you didn't, no one, like, how do I say it? I wouldn't know that you were shy if you had not told us earlier. You know what I mean? I think you did an amazing job.
I think that's part of my problem. I'm scared to go on Instagram and TikTok and promote it because I don't want anybody to see me. I don't know what I'm scared of.
Don't be scared of nothing.
Don't be scared.
And furthermore, like, don't feel that you need to promote this business on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. You can do this word of mouth. I know lots of people that don't even have a website, and they're selling way more than some people that have Instagram, Facebook, and are constantly putting out content. It really comes down to what's comfortable for you and how you connect with the people. Whether you do it on social media or you do it in person, you need to connect with these people and be able to articulate your story of why you got into CMOS and what your experiences are, and the product, you know, and then that's it. Like, you put that, no matter what medium you use to put that forth, if you put that forth consistently on a regular basis and try to spread it to as many people as you can, you will see results. You will see positive results. Whether it's a pop-up shop, whether you stand on a street corner with a sign that says, you know, Moss here. Yeah. Listen, one of the things I want to do this case study, one of the things that I'm doing, and anybody can steal this idea. All right. I always tell this to people, I'm going to start going to Black people's events, like reggae jams and stuff like that. And I'm going to bring a big, like, kind of like, you know, that big flag sign that's going to be like CMOS here. And I'm going to have a couple coolers, and I'm just going to sell the CMOS drinks.
Yep.
It works. We
It
did
works.
it. We
It
did it.
works.
We used to go to car shows. We used to go to the beaches. I mean, when we first started this
Just
business
pop up.
out, we was hungry, man. You know, we like I said, we was hungry, and we used to tie. We take a shoestring. We made our own signs. Used to hang our own necklace up to where you knew we had CMOS. Like, I mean, we did all aspects that you can think of, and the results, it never let us down. It's been days where we've in person made over thousands of dollars, like, and sold out. Like, we didn't even have enough product. So I mean, it's an amazing journey to just dive into fearlessly. And one thing I know is for the person that asked earlier, what's the name of the book? It is Seamossology: The Ultimate Principles, Techniques, and Tools. So you can go check it out. It's on veganfiber.com. But you know, it just dive straight into it head first and take a risk. Don't be scared to make a mistake. One thing I know is when somebody take a shot of CMOS, they're going to feel it instantly. So hands down, have you some CMOS on hand and sample it out. Yeah. You ever went to a mall and you know that annoying lady that's with her little piece of chicken and she's like, here, try.
But you always end up buying it.
Buy. You know, and then you taste the chicken and then it's like, or whatever it is that they're sampling, and it's on that little toothpick and you're like, that's pretty good. And then you know, it's the same thing with CMOS. It's like sometimes you just gotta be around at the right place at the right time and just sample this. You know,
take this shot of CMOS gel. You'll feel energy instantly. You know? And literally, once they take that shot of CMOS gel, they're gonna be like, "How can I get some more?" Oh well, hi, I'm Tammy. You can actually get some more from me right now. You know, it's a very simple transaction.
That's pretty much what right now anyway, is word of mouth. And I'm talking to people and explaining to them, but I get so excited until my blood pressure goes up. I was at my yearly wellness exam a month ago, and I started talking to the lady that was taking my blood pressure. And my blood pressure went up to 180 over something because I got so excited about taking the Seamoss.
Wow.
She had to put me in the dark to bring my blood pressure back down to a normal. So, but that's how I'm doing right now. Pretty much is word of mouth, and I'm getting it out there just slow because I'm shy about talking to people. I'm doing
You're not shy. You're not shy. It's all about mindset. If you keep telling yourself you're shy, you will eventually become that shy person. But you're not shy because you've been on the camera for 30 minutes. Tammy, you're not shy. I'll be the first one to tell you. No one ever told you that. You ain't shy, girl.
Yeah.
And you articulate yourself very well. So you're a perfect business entrepreneur. You're a perfect person to talk about this product. Yep. And if you need help talking about it, literally with this, you can literally have this book on hand. In your hand and oh yes. So Seamoss is good. Seamoss can be found here. You can have like literally this could just be your script.
Yeah. Use it as your script.
Use it as your script.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, like and just as Shayna was saying, like you have people buy people. Your personality, your transitional story. Just get informed. Just keep them informed. And as you have that strategy call with us, we'll be able to point you to things that can help you have an easier transaction, whether that be a better label. Whether that be a handout, whatever it is, there's small things that can always use a little room of improvement to where you're not having to do a lot of talking or maybe duplicate things that can just be pinpoint to, you know, a better transaction. So you're doing great. You know, I really got a lot of faith in you. Even to your blood pressure thing, you know, we're going to get that under control. We're going to take the sodium out your diet. We're going to transition that. We're going to get you rolling to where, you know, you're going to be able to go jog that mile and be on your Seamoss marathon without your blood pressure going up. Somebody said Seamoss is changing my life. Love to be educated on the product that we're pushing. I get asked a lot of questions about mineral content. This book right here, and I'll talk more about that.
How do I do the oh my God, what is it? Well, I talked to you guys.
The link, the consultation.
Yeah.
Here, it's
right here. There you go. There's a link in the chat. I believe that you should be able to click on it. If there's a reason that you're not able to access that link, you can always go on veganfiber.com and contact us. You'll fill out a form, put your question, and we'll be sure to make sure we email you over the link if for any reason you're having any issues with that Calendly link. And we'll look forward to there it goes. And we'll look forward to speaking to you. You can book as soon as tomorrow. We'll be excited to speak with you there. And get the ball rolling. It's a snowfall effect.
Thank you. I'm gonna get off now. You guys.
All right, Tammy. You have a good night. Thank you for joining.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow.
All righty.
So case closed. We would like. So would you like to come on the live? I saw you in the chat. It seems like you may have some things that may help someone that's watching. So case closed. Would you like to join the live, man? We'll love to answer any of your live questions that you may have questions on. Feel free. So anybody that's tuned in, comment where you're following us from. Comment your questions. Comment your concerns. Comment your journey. Shout your business out. Shout out your products.
Yeah.
You know, this is an opportunity for anybody that's watching, you know, to get involved, because since I've been in the Seamoss business, I've seen so many things where I've shopped for. I've seen soap, I've seen body washes, I've seen shea butter, I've seen a lot of oil. I've seen things that as a Seamoss lover, I really support. So anybody that's here that want to get anything out there, go ahead and comment. We'll bring it up and highlight your business, highlight your product, highlight your question or anything. So don't hesitate to drop a comment.
Yeah, and we'll bring you right in and do the live here. I think that was awesome for her to come on there, and I love it when we get the guests to come in because the interaction is so much more fluid, and you know it gives them a chance to get into deeper detail. We can dive in more. You know, the response time back and forth is better. You know what I mean? It's awesome. Yeah.
Yo, we came along. I just want to pause real quick and just say, yo, we came a long way on this live because me and Julian done talked 4 hours before on the live without any of this gimmicks that'll make it look better. Like I remember times where it was looking like we was in the struggle together on this live. So shout out to us making it, and it costs money to have this setup right now. So
God is good.
Shout out to the both of us for making that investment together. You know, anybody that's tuned in, I just want y'all to understand Julian is a very, very unique person that I believe that he's in a very purpose in his life right now, and he's been a blessing to many people, including myself, just to have someone like-minded and trustworthy and have a lot of passion, you know, like God. I mean, you get on this call with some people. Like I've been in business with people that get on. I mean, they come across so holy, and then you just don't understand why they're lying. It's very rare to get the uniqueness. So I just wanted to.
You're gonna get me emotional, but Kirby, I laugh. Sorry to interrupt. I laugh because I still remember our first conversation, and I had to I was like, dude, no, you can trust me. You can trust me. And he was just like, yeah, that's what everybody says. I'm like, no, I'm not like other people.
Seamoss so much.
Yeah, because I would say some things to you, and you were just kind of like, "This guy's crazy."
Yeah. Like guys, I promise. Like he had a thick skin to where, and it was so funny because that day I remember, like that day I was going to drive and meet somebody 4 hours away, who I was going to make a large purchase from, and I felt like I was even more hard on him, on Julian, because I was like, and I was hard on the other guy too, but I was extra hard on Julian because I'm like, look, Julian, like
this guy said he has
that, you know what I mean? So it was like,
what do you have?
It was like, well, what do you feel like you're going to tell me that the 10 other people I talked didn't say? So, I really appreciate just the raw and just understanding that we was able to grow together. And I was wanting to highlight that, for us to be here talking and giving back, I just feel like this is a pivotal point in our careers to be able to find guys. Running a Seamoss business is just as much as Julian said. You get what you get what you put in, and we live and die behind our brands. Like me and Julian are up very early doing this, and we're going to bed very late doing this, and understand that some operations for people may not take as much time because you may not be at a level that may require that much time. But for people like us that live and die by this, I can rest assured that it's been times where he's in the car and we're on the phone, we jump right out of the car and we're still on the live, packaging or just doing a lot of things. Like it's been, like I said, this has been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears behind this, and it's just it's beautiful to just be here doing this because like I said, it's not that we don't have time to do this. Believe me, right now, I probably would love to be doing something to prepare me for tomorrow, but we do this.
We make the time.
Yeah, we make the time. Like we make the time. I feel like anybody can make the time for anything they find important. And so, I really appreciate it. It's been times where he's been getting kicked out the place where he was at because they're like, dude, you've been in here for 4 hours, lights going off, but we just want to use that time,
Dude, my family, they're sick of Seamoss. That's it all day long. Like I'm in the car, I get in the car, I'm talking to a farmer, I get this, I wake up, I'm in bed at 2:00 in the morning, I'm messaging someone in England. You know what I mean? And they're just like, oh fuck, put that thing down. And I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah, because it gets addicting really quickly.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about Seamoss. I'm passionate about the industry. I'm passionate about the people in the industry, the community, everything. Like, there's a lot of shit I do behind the scenes that no one knows that I'm doing, and the time that I invest in helping farmers, helping buyers, like, you know what I mean? All kinds of shit. And it's because, one, I stick by what I say, and two, or I try to at least. And and one of the things I say is that the Seamoss industry is huge. There's so much opportunity for us. I've started a lot of businesses, Kirby. There's a lot of shit that I haven't gone into detail, but and so I know enough to look at something and see the opportunity right there. Seamoss is a huge opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
Yes, and it's definitely something that we as Black people need to utilize to our advantage and work hard on it and be professional with it and show people who we are, you know what I mean?
Yes, because it's part of our ancestry. And another thing, before I go into what I want to comment on, Caesar said Case said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Caesar. Case Close said, I can hear you all, but I can't, but I see still pictures. I'm not sure if I could chime in. So chime in, feel free to comment. I'll pause my story because I know what I'm going to actually say. So let us know what you wanted to chime in on. Give us some comments. We'll give you a couple of seconds to get yourself together. But we're here.
Jump in.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to just say is for people of our culture, give us the same respect because here's one of the thing is that we will make mistakes. That's part of life. Not everybody's going to, there's been times where I remember COVID came, shipping was messed up. Like, give us the appropriate time to grow with you all and the patience as well, because this is something where if we grow as a community and take all the errors that's occurring and be transparent with one another, we can create a big solution for a better transaction, a better system, because we're not being controlled by, like, this is something where you can really build a business within a business and just keep growing. There's so many world population. So we just want it starts with each community. So we just want to be transparent that there's enough room for everybody to grow, but just allow us to grow in a community together, guys. Like, this is something where it's not that we're saying, you know, commercially we're trying to stop you from, you know, going, because we know there's places like Walmart selling it. We're not trying to stop you from buying it commercial level, but what we're trying to do is put you in a situation where you can be the one giving it to maybe Walmart, you know, or you can be the one in your community that is the Walmart or the Seamoss. You know, give your neighbor that's in this business the same respect of just growing with it, man. Like, you know, we cannot change and level up our situations unless you support. Like we don't make money because we just that good at it. No, we make money from it because we have a community. So in order for us to give back, like in our first 2 years, I can really say we probably gave more than $10,000 worth, maybe even $40,000 worth of just products alone, of how just in full, like, you know, we have a lot of different products, but we did it because we just wanted to get it out there. It's not necessarily saying the dollar amount mattered that much, but it's just to say, like, if the more you put into our operation and us, we're able to compete with some of these bigger companies that's not doing the small things that we know our communities need. Like, we are in our communities every day. We know I know how it felt to go to the hospital as a Black man and not get the proper care. I know how it feels to go into a lot of these places where a lot of things that's not being talked about, we're not getting the same attention. And even just the Black care. Let's just say we're talking about the minority in full. Let's just say we're talking about the lower class people. Like, let's just talk about the grouping of it. Like, everybody can relate to some of these things we're talking about. So this one product can open the door for a lot of world conversations. It's a tool. So do not look at it as just one thing. Look at it as something that you're investing into being able to grow with. So that's the only message I had, is just plug into a local community or just somewhere where you fit in. So case closed, said I'm good now. So did you want to chime in, join on live? Like, what exactly would you like to join in on? Because I'd love for you to chime in as well. So if anybody wondering that maybe new, we're just discussing Seamoss, obviously, the Seamossology ultimate guide for principles, techniques, and tools. A little bit of the backstory about the authors and how we got started, and just small things.
Yeah, let's actually. I've been thinking about this. I want to see if we can check out your website.
Love it, man. I would love
this up. How do I see what I'm doing?
Oh, it was just on. It just went on. I just saw it.
I know. Oh, okay. You know what it is? I can't look at me while I want to look at me while I'm watching you.
Oh, okay.
While I'm watching the website. Let me see if I can do it like that. I think I got it now.
You navigate this way better than us.
Huh?
You can navigate all of this way better than us.
I've been playing around a lot of it by the background. Also, like, I've been using Restream for quite a while. I have it on my church. I do video streaming on for my church, and so I run the whole media department. So we use Restream as a way to. There should be a way in the Restream to share the screen and just have the window. Anyways, I'm gonna just do it like this. I don't think I need to see myself. I'll just look at the website and talk. So I like the new website. It's very clean.
Thank you.
And you know, the images are great. Here's some of the products. The Mama's Tea. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. There you go. So you guys are selling the pills.
Yes. So that's our multivitamin. That's our digestion enzyme. It has elderberry. It has burdock. It has sea moss in it. It has real ginger root. I mean, it's phenomenal. and I love it. I love it a lot. We
Yeah,
also have
multivitamin.
raw in the multivitamin,
The Seamoss.
the Seamoss. You have moringa in there.
And all the Seamoss that we use in our Seamoss infused products is Gratiolaria Seamoss.
Yes, and we do a
just
very
to
good job
specify.
at purifying it, cleaning it. We go through a
Yes.
very thorough process to reassure that we got all the purities and things out of, just the process. So we take pride in that. We also have just Seamoss, because sometimes you may not want an infused product. So we have just Seamoss supplements. Business owners, you can contact us. We're doing wholesale accounts to where you can get all of these supplements you see on our website in wholesale, so that way you can retail it.
Yes.
We know that one of the things when we started business, we just wanted to make it easier for you all. So not only can you get a guide, but you can also get some of these products at a really, really good price, wholesale. So be sure to contact us if it interests you to want to add capsules to your business that's already there. So you can book a strategy session with us. You can get the products. You can get the information. Even on our website, we show you how to make gel.
Yes.
When you go to the Seamoss raw section, you just click the description. We show you how to make the gel. The raw Seamoss, you can get that at wholesale. If you want it already packaged up, ready to go, you can get that from us at wholesale.
Right. And then even with the raw Seamoss label, we have a scannable code. So once you scan that code, it takes you to an article that we wrote that explains how to make the gel, and it has a video of how we make it. And
there goes the Seamoss. That's a beauty. Go look at that label right there to to the capsule when you get done. That capsule's a beauty, man. That capsule's a beauty. Yeah, we did all of this from scratch ourselves.
Yes. And then also for our herbal teas, all of our herbal teas are infused with the Gratiolaria Seamoss as well.
Yes.
So all of our dietary supplements are infused with Gratiolaria Seamoss.
Everything has Seamoss infused.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just showing them some of the ingredients. Take 2 servings per day, up to say 5 servings.
And of course, 1 serving is 2 capsules for anybody that's wondering.
Yes.
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to mention earlier, I didn't get a chance to, is that you were talking about these different companies and supporting you in the Black community. It's not only just the fact that you're Black and you want to support the Black community. These are products that you guys take yourselves. These are products that you developed from your own experience taking the stuff. And so to me, it's like, do you want something from a company that formulates the product to sell you and really has no intention of taking the product themselves? Or do you know what I mean? It's like when you go to those guys that are like, Flint water's clean, right? And then the guy's like, okay, here, drink the Flint water. You know what I mean? Then they're like, oh.
Yep.
You guys, on the other hand, it's like, you're like, vegan fiber's the best. They're like, here, try to, you're already taking it.
Actually, right now we're drinking the elderberry tea.
Yeah, we're drinking the elderberry tea as we talk.
As we talk.
There you go. Look, here's the elderberry tea. You for digestive and immunity. A lot of great explanation, a lot of great information. That it goes into the details of your product. And this is something that, no problem. And I think this is something that people can use as, a way, like if they're starting their own business, that they use you as kind of like sort of like the standard. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like one of the goals that I have from doing this Seamoss business, and part of the reason why I'm always free with my information, is because I want to lift up the standards of this business. And the more people that are using what I have or what I've learned as a standard, it forces everybody else to sort of compete and live by that same standard. So the Seamoss industry, like as a whole, the community wins. You know what I mean? If I keep it all to myself, then how am I really, growing this business? And in my mind, the idea is to always grow this business, because as long as I grow this business or do whatever I can to grow the industry, the more people there are going to be in the industry to sell to.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's
I know
exactly.
it's a little bit of a selfish reasoning, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? Is that in some ways, part of the reason why I'm actually doing this is to help protect my own, like, our business. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Because as long as the business grows, even if more people come in, even if there's more competition, the business, it doesn't hurt as much. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
If I only keep my customers, someone can come in and leaves me vulnerable, and once they take my business, then I've lost business. But if I'm always growing the business and always adding people into the marketplace, even if people come and steal the business away from me or some of it, they're not taking all of it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I agree. I agree. A lot of what you're saying is I agree. Like, we wanted to change exactly what you're saying. We
Change the
wanted to
standard.
change the standard. We
Mhm.
wanted to change what we want to be the gold standard. Like, at minimum, you can use this as a reference. We wanted people to come in years and years down the line and be inspired to say,
Mhm.
for us, it took us to go see a lot of other companies that they wasn't selling Seamoss. We went and we did
Oh,
out, like it took us a year to go look at many other industry leading for whatever they was doing and see how they was doing their website. We looked at their templates. We looked at so many different things that influenced us to just be to this standard. And we know that if with this growing business in this industry, we wanted other people to grow and make this the minimum standard so we all can flourish at a minimum level. So exactly what you're saying, and the integrity, the accountability, and discipline that we have, we want to translate that into the standard. We want our customer, we wanted more people to ask the right, because we're not in the business where we're hiding and scamming people.
no.
So I want my customers to ask the questions because I'm passionate. I want them to ask the questions that allow me to show them what makes us, the expert, or why they should choose us. And we just want people to ask the right questions, because we don't want people to be asking. There is no such thing as a dumb question, but we just want them to ask more of a informative question that can get them more of a leading question that can get them the exact response they're looking for. So yeah, man, that's it, man. We really appreciate the time that you took to exploit this conversation, and I love it, man. I know that we'll have a lot more of these moments to talk about. And earlier, to your point, I am going to send you that book, so you better get ready. I'm gonna send you that book, and I'm gonna give you that audio, so that way you can have something to ponder on tonight. So you better, hey, you're gonna have something. You're gonna have something coming over to you right after. So that's our gift from over here to you.
It's so funny when you said the audio. I was like, okay, so which one of them is going to be narrating it? So who tells the story?
So we actually hired a professional narrator.
Yes. So.
Wow.
So
very unbiased.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that,
yes.
and actually we're going to get this in we're going to get this in many languages. Spanish, we're going to get into French. We got someone that contacted us for Somali language, Somalia. We're going to do our best to put it in a lot of different dialects and languages. So
yeah, Spanish, French.
Yeah, so we look forward to bringing them on.
Awesome. Yeah. Case closed. Come on and let's join the link.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm curious to see what his
I would definitely say book a strategy.
He just said he just found the group, was so hooked on the business. They're a couple weeks in, so I'd love to
Come on, Case Close. Come on, Case Close.
It's a real creative name you got there too.
So, question. So, with us being on the restream, do they kick us out after the 2-hour limit?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
We're known to get kicked off. I don't know if it's the 2-hour limit or 4 hours.
It was 4 hours.
Okay, so it might be 4 hours.
4 hours on Facebook.
Okay.
Originally, when we started to cut you guys off, when we first started doing these live streams on Instagram, they gave us 1 hour. Then they moved it to 4 hours. I don't know if Facebook has.
No, Facebook good. Yeah. If Instagram got 4, Facebook got 10. Then.
I think it's got a lot, because when I do the church, we never get kicked off on it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I guess YouTube is pretty much,
Yeah, it's indefinite. So Case Closed. I didn't miss this question. He said, "How do I chime in?" Okay,
So
Julian, you have to post the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Julie
post the
posted
link again. But
Yeah, Julie
you
posted
click that link, and what that will do is it'll take you to a screen where you can add in your name and stuff, and it will get you all set up. And then when I see you sort of in the screen, I'll pull you into the conversation, and you'll be able to talk with us. And that goes for anybody that's watching the link. We can actually have up to like 10 guests come in and have a discussion. So maybe even one day we should try and see if we can get like a chat party going on. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be
Do you
nice.
remember the days back when they used to have like they just came out with three-way calling and used to do the party line? Did you
Yep.
guys ever do that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you know what's crazy? Like if you look at like how much like how you said through, like before you wouldn't even be able to get through, like you knew somebody was on the phone because you couldn't get through. Now it's like it just technology has came and just surpassed any expectations that we never thought was possible.
Bro, listen. I remember when the country first got touch tones. I remember when they got call waiting, and you used to hear the beep beep, and you'd be like, "Hold on a second, I got a call."
Yeah, yeah.
So excited, you're like, "Hold on."
It's over.
Oh man! Now I wish there was a way you didn't have call waiting, because now you can even. The other day I had like 3 people call me at the same time, and it was like I was rotating through I had 2 people on hold and I was talking to one, and I didn't even know you could do that. I was like, what?
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, iPhone. It had to. Anyways, technology.
Scary.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Next thing you know, they're gonna have like a hologram of people being able to talk to you, or you open your phone up and it's like they're gonna be there with you, dang there.
Well, dude, you're not paying attention to the metaverse?
The metaverse with Facebook, right?
Yeah, getting a little off topic here, did you guys see what happened with the what was it, the apes project, or not the apes project, the gorilla whatever, the NFTs? So I invest in crypto, so I follow it. There's this NFT. So you're familiar with what NFTs are, right?
Yeah, non-fundable token.
Yeah. So there was an artist that came out with these non-fundable tokens for, I think they were gorilla apes or jungle apes. That's what it was called. And so it turned out that the same guy was like racist, and he used to do racist cartoons for Hustler. And so this crypto like took a fucking nosedive, lost 80% value because there was a lot of stars and stuff that were holding on to it. And so they all had to dump it and stuff because, it's and this is what's interesting about society. You know what I mean? It's like none of these guys bothered to research these people. No, it was like, oh, this is the next thing, you get it. It's like, oh, okay. Like there's so much jumping on the bandwagon. It is ridiculous. And then they're shocked when when the shit gets thrown in their face, and you fucked up, and they're like, oh, I didn't know. It's like, yeah, you didn't care. Like you were just jumping on this bandwagon, and and now that it's just there's so much sheep action. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's following like bah,
Yep.
And so
their popularity, it's turning into a popularity versus authenticity, or just knowing what are you buying into, or knowing your background. And I mean, even with the business we're in, like it's a lot of popularity, and people are being like people are being very misinformed and overpriced, or for a lot of the stuff. So that goes in a lot of things right now, so it's do your research. You got one of the things that my great grandma and them always said, you got 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. So it used to always say, do more listening, do more reading, and do less talking. Simply said. So I hope somebody took in from that. It says switch to modern browser. I need tech support.
Oh no, sorry, bro. I don't know what to say. Like, is he using iPhone? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he has I don't know. Maybe do you have Google Chrome or Safari?
Are you using a tablet?
Or
yeah.
I really wish you could join, man. I really wanted to bring you in.
Well, definitely book a strategy call with us, because you had a bunch of questions and how to get started and things like that. So definitely use that link and book a strategy call with us.
Yeah. And that'll guide you to the next that'll guide you
he's
to
on
the
his
next
iPhone,
place. You know,
okay.
we'll do a wellness strategy. We'll be able to show to connect the dots. We'll do some follow-ups. We'll answer any of your questions that you may have. If it's something else that you would like to know that's in the meantime, you can more than welcome to go on the website, get you the copy of the Seamossology Ultimate Guide, and just use that, you know, and also book that call. That strategy call was going to be key to your next chapter on really getting started on whatever your goal is. He said if you download Chrome, that may fix it. Yes, and Chrome only takes 2 seconds to download.
Yeah, I think because with the iPhones, it's the Safari, and I think there's an issue with the software that they use on the iPhone. That's why I asked him if he had an iPhone, because I think I've had the similar problem.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to join in because the browser I was using was Safari, and it's kind of limiting. Oh, what a long day.
man, I'm telling you, we the life of the entrepreneurs. You know,
Yes.
that's just what it is. So, but customers keep us going, you know.
Yes.
So customers and conversation keeps us going.
And
But
Seamoss.
we definitely want to just make sure before we close out to anybody that we, you know, if anybody's here, you know, you can ask your questions. Case closed. If there's any reason you can't join on this live, you know, chat with us in the chat box. We'll answer your questions based on your questions in the chat. We'll bring it here on the screen as you ask. And if there's any reason that you can't join in, so yeah, just find a way to connect with us while we're here on this live. And don't forget to book that call as well. And we look forward to following up for anything we didn't answer today.
Hey, I'm not trying to close out the room. I can still go and talk about Seamoss.
Man, let's talk. Hey, whatever you want to talk about.
I'm just stating the facts. It's been a long
day. You know, we went and got these mics for a reason. You know what I mean? We can do this all day, all night. You know, we like the Temptations over here.
Yeah. And you guys sound great, by the way. I gotta get my mic. One day I'll get it to going, but maybe I'll do the gold mic. I'll be like, yo,
MC Julian live from Canada.
The Seamoss Gold, the gold mic.
Hey, I like that polo, man. I saw that polo earlier, man. I was like, yo, that looks like my size.
What?
The shirt.
Oh, this?
Yeah, man. That's a nice shirt, man.
You know, it's a Ben Sherman. I got it from Costco.
Oh, that's okay.
Dude, I live in Costco. Costco is like the best.
Yeah, it is. Costco got some really good deals.
Like, I love Costco way better than say shopping. I don't like going to Walmart. Walmart, I don't know, for some reason I feel evil going into Walmart.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm shopping at the devil's grocery store.
We are. Like,
we always feel like that.
Like, yo, you ever looked at like just the landmarks of Walmart, and then like, you know, I always look at stuff like why, like every time I go to Walmart, it's always like a blood truck. More than like every week I go to a Walmart, or if I'm passing by Walmart, it's like, why is it a blood truck sitting there asking to collect people blood? Like, y'all don't want to go to Publix and collect blood? Is it just Walmart blood shoppers y'all want? Like, it's just weird, man. Like, I pay attention to stuff like that. You know, I'm always looking at like why, like the landmarks and stuff. So yeah, I understand, man. Like, Walmart definitely gives you that vibe.
The amount of people whose lives centered around, like, I'll tell you why they have the blood truck at there, because most people spend their lives at Walmart. They go to Walmart, they go home. They go to Walmart, they go home. You know what I mean? They want something. They're like, oh, let's go to Walmart. Like, some people just go to Walmart just to shop around, just to, you know what I mean? It's like an event.
Shout out to South Carolina, because, you know, we don't have, like, well, I'm from a small town in South Carolina, and Fort Worth, South Carolina to be exact. But Walmart is like it used to be our like social, like we, you know, like Walmart. Yeah, like we used to go to Walmart, you know, to just socialize, or it was like our mall, because we didn't have like our mall. So Walmart was always like the pinpoint location. Like, yeah, just meet me at Walmart. Like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
You know, try to find you somebody out, like that single girl shopping. You know, Walmart always got somebody in there that's single. So, you know, Walmart was just always that conversation, like the chat was looking at like, what's in her shopping cart? Like, oh, I know she's single because she got a whole bunch of these Hot Pockets and instantaneous stuff. You know, so it was fun.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
no, it's
man. Like,
Walmart.
you know, good old Walmart, man.
But yeah, I love
Costco
Costco.
definitely. I do like Costco. You know, shout out to Costco. They do have some really nice shopping experiences in there. That
Great
yeah,
prices.
the shopping in bulk, yeah. And like even one of the things going to what we was comparing our business to in the beginning was we wanted to be like that Publix. We wanted to be that Costco. Like we saw, like you go to Walmart, you expect to spend and save money. You go to Walmart expecting to have these cheap products because it's Walmart. When you go to Costco, you go to Publix, you can almost bet that you're going to spend more money there because the quality is different, the experience different, the samples are different, the shopping carts are different. Like it's the small things that when I shop that makes me want to spend more money. Like when I go to Target, I like they buggies. I'm not gonna lie. When I go to Target, I love the buggies. Like it pushes smoother. It's a stronger plastic. It's red. It's a different experience. That's what we wanted to do with creating our community-driven company. Vegan Fiber was exactly that. Like we wanted to have that experience. Like we respect everybody's dollar. People, we work hard for our dollar. We wanted people to have an experience where when they spent that hard-earned dollar, they felt comfortable. They felt with gratitude. They felt with integrity. Like, we wanted people to have that feeling. And that's everything that you saw on the website earlier was that experience where, you just have the better standard at shopping. It's not to say that we're discrediting anyone else. We just wanted to let people know, like, hey, we can do it. You can do it. Let's make this experience unique for people. So even just the products, not even just so much of the look of it, just the product experience. We just wanted people to have that Target experience. Like
what's Target? I've never heard of that before.
Target.
It's Target.
Do you guys
so they call it Target? Is that a new way of calling it?
So like if you want to sound fancy,
you're like Target.
Yeah. I went to Target today.
It's like been a running joke in America for some time now, but it's like we went to Target.
But it's interesting that you brought that up because it's something that I've been noticing lately. Like, because I watch the Seamoss group that we have, right? I see everybody posting and stuff like that. And one of the things that I see that, it's just like, okay, something needs to be done about this, is I see too many people focusing on price. Do you know what I mean? Trying to get the lowest price and stuff. And it's like, there's so much more to the whole business than price. Yes. I'll be the first to say I don't have the cheapest price. Yes. But I guarantee you I have some of the best service. And one of the things I was saying just the other day to someone is like, people may be able to beat me on one or two things, but they can't beat me on all. And that's where I think your business needs to focus on. Don't just focus on price. Focus on the service. Focus on the product mainly. Focus on your relationship with the supplier. Super important. Focus on the customer service, the knowledge, the aspect. You know what I mean? There's guys I know in the Seamoss Buyers Club, you know what I mean, that are paying, I'm charging way more for the Seamoss and they know they can get it cheaper. But at the end of the day, there's not too many people that you can call at 11:30 at night, get a hold of him, place your order, and have it packed and shipped out the next day.
Yep.
You think about that, Kurt. Ask yourself, how many times have you called me late at night, any hour of the day?
We get it done. We get it done. We get the deal done.
Yeah, I'm available. And that's, to me, that's the service. That's the why you're paying a little bit more money when it comes to the St. Lucian Seamoss is because we're always available. We have the best product. We have great service. Yeah, it's very clean and it ships fast. And if there's a problem, I'm available.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's serious. That takes a lot of integrity because people they just go missing after a transaction or so, or when things you're not, like I told people, you're not gonna always just get in this business and it's smooth sailing. There's a lot of things we just can't control. The mailman delivered our books the other day to the wrong house, you know, and I'm like, dang, like it's my book that we own, we wrote it, but you, how can you ship our books to the wrong house, you know? But it's things that we just can't control. So it's like what you're saying is perfectly right. Like, and even when you go on your website, guys, this guy has some maybe over 2,000 reviews. I don't know. It's a lot of reviews.
214.
200, yeah, 200. I mean, he has. I mean,
I read them.
It's inspiration, you know, to see whatever he has done that has worked to where people feel the need to give them their feedback. It says value. I'm a review shopper. I'm the person that's going to leave a review. I'm the person that's going to talk about my experience. If I had a really bad experience, believe me, I will write a review about that. And you know, I just wanted to commend you on just being able to reach that point where you've built the integrity in your service around transformations in the product sales itself.
Thank you.
And I need to leave a review because I feel like I be getting on live so much. I'm a walking billboard for it, but I'm going to actually leave a handwritten review because that's what I need to do. So, and you know what's funny? Last year I went out and took some time. I tried my best to go back and do the small things that I know as a business owner count. Sometimes we get so lost in the doing all of the other things, but I always try to take time out throughout every year and go back and look at the places I shopped at and write a review. You know, so I'm going to make sure I do that because I know how much it counts from, and that's why I always try to comment and do all the small things because somebody needs to see that transparency. You know,
Can I be full honest and full disclosure? I can't take all of the credit. I encourage everybody to copy this. I offer a 20% discount if you write a review. Right. Nice. And I don't do that to solicit positive reviews. I do that because I believe if you're going to take the time, even if you like the product, if you're going to take the time and help me out by leaving, you know, something well, I got to give you something. It's a give and take. Do you know what I mean? And so I recommend everybody, one, get a review site, a thing on your site. I know this is going to hurt my business because now everybody's going to be competing with me, but get a review section on your site. And then two, offer something for people to give feedback. Don't expect these guys to always give it for free because I don't give reviews for free. Even if I like something, I'll tell my friends. But for me to get online and write something and spend my time, you
want to get something, and we do the same. Like we offer like 15% for review, but no, it's what, like, I value time. Like I value the fact that you took the time out to give us to help us in the future. I agree the same thing on what you're doing, and I think that's excellent that you're very transparent and just how you saying, man, today you're just always transparent and making sure that it's clearly understood on your message, you know. And I encourage anyone, even if it's business to business, customer to customer, you don't understand how much a review helps the next person who may not have the confidence to shop with that person. So just stay in tune, you know, stay plugged into your community.
Yeah. And I'll just say this, I give it to you whether you like first. So I offer it before you give the review in order to get the review. So whether you give a positive review, a negative review, you still get the discount. Nice. That is, I think, is important. It has to be unbiased. You can't sit there and say, well, if you say something positive about me, I'll give, you know what I mean? That's shady. But to give it to someone for whatever, good or bad, then, you know, you do that. I'm going to bring
negative reviews help too, man. Like I studied a lot of other businesses, and anything better than nothing is better. You know, one, negative reviews allow us to grow on a business level. It allows us to see what didn't work, what made, like it allows us to grow. Second, it shows that we're still human. Like sometimes even when I go on certain websites, I'm like, like I'm just always looking at certain things. Not saying like if the product's that great. I'm not discrediting with some of the websites I've been on, but I do look and see like what is the authenticity of these reviews. is it repetitive? Is, you know, I just look at the small things.
Yeah.
So I think what you're saying is huge, you know.
You could tell whether or not it's written by a real person by the language. It's very hard to make up reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's impossible.
Is that
So I
case
got
closed?
Jason. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you, brother, for
Got it
coming on
working.
tonight,
Welcome to
man.
the live.
I can't hear you. You got to open your mic.
All right, can you hear me now?
We
Yeah.
can, man. What's going on, brother?
Hey,
What's your name? Where you coming from? Where you following us from?
From Waimama, Florida.
Nice, man. How you doing today? What's your name?
Pretty good. My real name Corey, man. I go by.
What you
Case
go by?
Closed.
What you go? You can tell us what you go by.
I go by Case Closed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Long story, man. Long story, but my wife. Quick story. My wife actually kind of brought me in the whole Seamoss thing. I kind of knew about it from like watching Dr. Sabi videos and stuff like that, because I'm a big like health fanatic. You know what I'm saying? I try to find like the healthiest stuff. You know what I'm saying? The most real, nutrients and stuff like that. So when my wife was telling me about the Seamoss Buyers Club on Facebook, I'm like, Seamoss? Like, okay. Because I never really seen it like in person, to experience it. I never took any of it, but I always kind of was like curious about it, like what is that, man? So she was like, babe, I just bought some. Like, bought what? Just bought some Seamoss. Like, oh, okay. And she bought packages came to the door, man. It's like 25 pounds or something like that. I was like, what? All this stuff, man. Like, what's wrong? So she was so excited about it, man. And it was just amazing, man. The joy in her eyes, was like, babe, like, I really think this can be something big. So I'm like, okay, all right. We'll see what's popping with it. And she been on it like heavy ever since, like fell in love with it, man. And like I just can see it on her face, like, man, she really, really is into this product. And she's doing a lot of research on it herself. So I'm kind of like, all right, let's go ahead and jump in. Because I'm with it. Anything healthy that's good, you know what I'm saying, come from the earth, I'm with it. So that's kind of just jump in with it.
How long ago was that you took that plunge to start on your journey?
She got sick. This was like, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. She had got COVID 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, she came down with the COVID. You know what I'm saying? And she was down, man. Like, it did a number on her. So she was in the bed for like a week, 10 days, something like that. And she was just kind of like, man, I would like to try to, start living a little bit healthier. You know what I'm saying? Try to put good things in my body that I know can fight different diseases, because, you know what I'm saying, you might not be able to go to the doctor all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and we don't like taking like prescription meds and nothing like that. So, we decided, like, you know what? After she got sick and everything, like she did all the research on it. Before she presented to me, like, hey, I'm gonna go buy this stuff, and blah blah blah. Didn't come to the door. It's like, whoa, boom, boom. All right. So, but that's the main thing is the health, the wellness, the well-being. We have children, so we want to like kind of start a generational health. People talk about generational wealth. So we want to like, try to introduce like healthy things to them so they'll know, what I'm saying, the difference. And I was like, man, that's, this can really be big, man. So ever since then, when the product came in, man, we've been like running, man, buying blenders and, ninjas and all kind of stuff to try to get the Seamoss game going, man, because I see what it can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Myself. So, and I see, just looking at, what I'm saying, y'all, man, and y'all like really excited about it, man. Y'all like, hey, this is the ticket, man. And me and my wife, like, we have a business already, but this is different because we in like the jewelry business. I ain't gonna go into detail, but this is more organic and it feels like it'll help people more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the benefits that, one of the benefits of having a product like this is, look, this is gonna make you feel better.
Yes.
Somebody else feel better. You know what I'm saying? So that's me and her, like, we like to see people doing good. So that's another fact that kind of helped me decide to kind of, all right, let's do it. Let's do it, man.
So how have, not to interrupt you, so how has so from the moment you got the Seamoss, how have y'all been incorporating in your lifestyle so far?
Well, I started taking it like right off the bat, man. Like, she made the first batch, whipped it up into the gel and stuff like that, and I tried it. She can't really, take it raw like me. I don't really care. I listen. If I know it's good for me, I'll take it. If it tastes like onions or something, it don't matter. So I just take it and like, wow, this stuff actually make me feel pretty good.
Instantly.
Yeah, like instantly. So my actually, and then her friend, she has a friend in Georgia that got a hold of some, and she sent it to her, to my wife. And then that's when my wife kind of was like, okay. She cleaned it up, and she should come in because she's sending me messages right now telling me what to say. Come in here, but anyway. So yeah, so after I took it, I was like, man, this is pretty good. So I started telling my mom, like, hey, you ever try Cmos? Yeah, I bought Cmos before, blah, 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 such and such. I buy from such and such all the time. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, but is it like working? She said, yeah, I put a little bit in my coffee in the morning or whatever, and like a teaspoon or something. She said she put in her coffee. I said, I probably don't really do that, Mom, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the full benefits of it. And so from then, that's when my wife was like, started just telling people about it, because she started enjoying just like blending the stuff up and putting it in jars and, trying infusing, putting fruit inside of it and all of that. And so she's like, this is kind of fun. I like doing this. So, and then it just started taking off slowly but surely. I mean, like quick.
Yeah, it does. It'll happen.
Yes. People like interested of like what it seems like. They know what it is, but they don't know what it is. So they're very inquisitive and want to know and want to taste and touch and see. You know what I'm saying? So
it's almost. I mean, it's first of all, congratulations on you all's journey going from just from being interested to actually jump starting. Anybody who takes that leap of faith got my vote initially, because to be on a sideline watching and then to be in the game is two different things. So congratulations on starting a generational change. Like my wife here, she's been able to change our foundation from womb to birth. So it takes a toll in the family. It just changes how you think and how you talk. It changed. One of the things is, mentally, when you've checked out mentally, everything else follows. So when we don't feel better, we don't do better. When you start to feel better, you start to do better. It's a lot of things that start happening from just feeling better. And early in my journey, I was wanting to just feel better, and then I started doing better, and I started becoming better. So I know that that's going to be the same thing for you. So my question to you all is, where do you all feel like you lack expertise at right now?
I would say it's we starting to get into like shipping the products to people, so to customers. So that's one of the issues that we're kind of dealing with, is how to ship, how to package to ship. And that's one of the things we kind of, packaging right now.
Yes.
We haven't really got any labels going, anything yet, because we still, in the called the incipient stage. We just got like a little smolder going on. We ain't like a full blown blaze yet, So we just kind of just, playing as we go, like trying to find different things, different ideas as we go along day to day. You know, today I made like a little commercial or what you know, I thought it was cheesy or whatever, but she liked it. She was like, I'm gonna post this, you know. So it's about some gummy bears. So I started making like gummy bears, looking at recipes for gummy bears and all of that. So you know,
Nice. Nice.
Can I throw something in there? Don't worry about what you think is cheesy or not. Like, you know, just put the stuff out there. Let the market decide. You know, where is it? I'll give you an example. Where is it? Do you know how many people I've shown this label to and have said that it's cheesy? Do you know how many customers have called me to tell me that it was cheesy? None. No one has ever called me and said, hang on, we love your Seamoss, but that label, I don't know, it's got to go. Like, it's good to have a good label. It's good to have a clean website. It's good to have all that stuff. But don't let that stop the journey.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because what I find, so I'll give you another example, and I hope my friend doesn't see this video because he'll be pissed I say that. Actually, no, I hope he sees this because I want to make a point. Right?
So I had to ditch my iPhone and go to the computer, as y'all can see.
Hey, I'm glad you made it. I'm just glad you made it.
So look at this label. It's beautiful, right? Great design, everything. Now, it means nothing because he's not out there selling it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could have the best label. If you don't have everything behind it to push it, this label is just a pretty label.
Pretty label, yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Focus on putting out the business and making it run first. Get your label like this and get it in the hands of the people, and then work on this label. Because another thing that I've learned in business is that if you spend all this time getting out the label, you could put out this label, all this energy and stuff, and then realize when you get it to the market that there's something about that label that the market doesn't like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then it's garbage. You have to start again from scratch. You've wasted all that time. Like, my friend is wasting all the time getting all this stuff together, and I keep telling him every time I speak to him, just sell the shit. Just put it in a package and fucking sell it.
Yep.
Then, when you have more time, come back and get this stuff going.
I agree.
Just how you're saying we're sort of figuring things out as they go along. That's the way the market is nowadays. It's back in the days there was, you have to get your stuff right. You have to, first impressions are everything. There's so much crap out in the world that it's like, even if you did put a shit product out there, you could pull it back and within a month, everybody's going to forget it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just too much, like, it's like we're getting shit piled upon shit upon, and it gets, think about things that you've remembered from a month ago. Most people don't forget it. So I guess my point is that there are a lot of second chances, and the market is constantly changing. And so you have to get in there and sort of swim and see where the current is going, then to try and look at it from the outside and try and guess where the current is. Because if you stand outside and try and look at the current, by the time you get in there, the current's probably, the tide's changed and it's going the other direction, and you're fucked.
And you can earn while you learn. That's the major thing, is that you really, good choices only come from bad experiences. Seriously. Like, and I want y'all to think about that. Like, in order to make a good decision, you have had to have a bad experience. So
true.
A lot of this journey is going to be earning and learning and making bad choices. So, and I'm not saying bad can cost you, but it's just in a way where, in order to get to where you need to go, you got to crawl before you walk. You got to make a couple of mistakes. You got to get some feedback. We've had numerous of things early in our journey where we had busted jars. We had Seamoss arriving to customers. I mean, we went through the learning curve of spending a lot of money to figure out how to package. You know what I mean? We started out making a lot of mistakes, from buying the wrong Seamoss to, I mean, we made those mistakes and we did it proudly. We was being transparent with our customers, letting them know, like, hey, we are doing our best to put ourselves in a situation to be better for you. So now that we made our rebrand and we're doing all the little things that now may look a little better on the surface, we've serviced over 2,000 clients organically. Like organically. They met us, they knew us, they had an experience. And you know what happened when some of these apps crashed or certain things happened where we was depending on the money to come from these apps? We was still having customers give us a call because they knew they can contact us. We had a relationship where people. I got a customer right now. She don't care what time in the morning it is. Right. She don't care what I'm doing. She will call me until I answer when she needs her fix. I'm dead serious. I love her to death. I value that, and sometimes I have to prepare myself to answer the phone because I'm like I'll be doing something that's very important, but she's going to keep calling. And if I don't answer the phone, you know what else she's going to do? She's going to call me on Facebook. She's going to call me on Instagram. But that's fine because we built that relationship to where she knows that I'm going to service whatever she needs. I'm going to make it happen. Right. So not every time that I've sent her packages, it's been times where, I had old labels sitting around. I'm like, hey, if you need this product, I don't have any of the labels that I normally have. I got to give you some old stuff, but it's coming. It's okay to have those moments because when you do get to where you're going, your customers are going to validate you. They're going to ride for you. They're going to stay with you because you were able to give them something which is a relationship. You was able to make it a personable and not just you was able to customize that experience. So, and let me tell you, sometimes it's good to just be fresh and let them know I'm new into this because this is what happens. Sometimes when you become the expert too soon, it becomes to where it's like when we're watching famous people, we're always watching them to see the imperfections. We don't go and look at Denzel and really always just admire him being Denzel. We go to say his teeth is too big. Well, why did they buy those new veneers? Or we go to those people criticizing them very early because we're looking at them as the expert. Sometimes when you're new, it takes the pressure from you knowing everything, and it's more so about your transformation. How you got on this call and talked about what it has done for you. People are going to buy into that because they can relate to being new, excited, and ready to get into the product. If you get on this call being the expert, you're going to have to always go into the next thing that's going. It just takes away from being at that point. So do embrace being new, embrace the atmosphere of just being the student, and many other people that's in that same journey with you in your community will really grow with you as you become the expert, as you become a senior advisor. As you grow, they're going to grow with you. But do not rush feeling like you got to know everything. Sometimes it's good to embrace that beginning start. It's a really good way to leverage being new at it.
And just to add on it, people respect authenticity. Just be authentic. If you don't know something, you don't know something. Do you know what I mean? They know when you're full of shit and you're lying and you're talking crap. At least I know when people are. And a lot of times I don't let you know that I know because I don't have the energy to expose you, because to me it's like, well, let him be. You know what I mean? Like, he knows he's full of shit. I know he's full of shit. Just let him be full of shit. And you never learn anything. But if you humble yourself in a way and say, okay, well, I don't know this or I don't know that, the universe, God, whoever will show it to you if you want to learn it. Like it's like I always say to people, it's like we don't know anything. Do you know what I mean? And we have to accept that and be realistic about that in order for us to learn something. If you think you know everything, you'll never learn. You'll learn nothing.
Yep.
Right. You're right. Right.
Yeah, so you got to be honest and say, I don't know this.
Yep.
I think that's one of the major problems that we're having in the Seamoss industry. Is too many people are afraid to be honest with themselves and realize that they're not the expert. They hear something from someone else, and rather than question the information, they'll be like, well, I can't. That's questioning my own intelligence. You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm dumb. I don't know this. No, you don't know. You don't know anything. I didn't know shit about Seamoss until I started.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But it's because I respected the fact that I didn't know anything, that it led me to these areas where I started learning stuff. Right.
And it's been many times when me and him got on live, and not to interrupt him, we educated each other so much through our process because we was on two different sides of this business. So you have to form your mastermind around what you don't know, you know, and open that portal so that way you can get to where you need to go quicker. Like in order, like I would rather, like I was saying earlier, like find someone who's really, really good at what you want to do in anything in life. If you want to learn how to, you know, be the best basketball player, you want to learn from the best. It's the same with Seamoss. Like put yourself around those people who are where you want to be, and then when you get there, you find the next person to where you want to be. You know, and just keep learning from those people, and then you'll get to where you need to go. And I can assure that because that's what I've done to further myself, you know, is keep putting myself around people and content and information that allow us to evolve. I learned a lot from Shayna, from just because she's on a whole different side of what she's done in the Seamoss business and how she's cared for it, for natural care and perinatal care and woman. Like one thing is that if you study the woman's anatomy, and I learned so much just learning so much from what it done for her, and that gave me, like how you have your wife who went through her recovery, or these are things where you can take and be a student, because there's been times where she wasn't feeling good and I had to really understand how to apply this product that I stood by. So take all situations and take it as a learning curve, you know, and evolve into one big boil or one project of just references and just and things that just come along the way. So that's my advice, is just take everything as a learning curve, and don't be afraid to not know, you know, and don't compare your success to what may look like other people are having, because I know the days where we, like what may have looked on the outside, we was putting a lot of work on the back end that didn't, and we got caught up on that. Like, you know, it's like, man, we putting all this into it, but we're still not here on the back end. So don't ever look at what someone else may look as success and figure that you just got to have that, because there's a lot of things that either went on to get to that point, or some things that may look like it that's really not it. So yeah, man, I mean, that would be something that I would just advise anybody in the beginning to you know, take those steps and whatnot. And a lot of the things that goes back into an essential guide. If I had something like this guide in the beginning when I started this industry, I believe that I would have got to where I was going a lot quicker. You know, just understanding the things that I know that each one of us would need to understand as a guide. You know, it's almost like, you know, having a Bible. You know, that Bible that you able to go to, you're able to pick and choose different scriptures at different moments in your life to get through whatever that situation is, whether that's rejoice, whether that's pain, whether that's whatever that scripture was needed. You're able to go and use that as a guide, a tool. You know, you can look at it as the same thing. Like whatever way you want to look at this guide, it's just a map. It's somewhere to help map out where you're going, where you're headed. You know, so that's what this guide is. That's what Seamossology to us is just a guide. It's a tool. It's a concept. It's a formula that works. And then you find a way to where if you see a recipe in here or you see a regimen, you make it custom to your niche and figure out what it is that makes it unique to you. You know, it's not to say take the same thing and just duplicate it and then you stop. Like, no, take what's in here and create your own guide, create your own story. One thing about the Bible that it taught me early on is that it's history. It's his story, you know, and that's kind of what this guide is like. Hopefully when we get to the point when this thing gets so thick, it's because we teamed up with more people and learn even more to put into the next version. So it's not to look at it as it stops because we put it out. It's to be continued. You understand what I'm saying? And that's our message, is that we want this to continue because we need other people to chime in. We need more people to tell us what worked for them. And then we're going to create more volumes of this in more ways to just keep evolving as one. And I hope what I'm saying makes perfect sense, because sometimes in Julian way, sometimes I get so graphic, so carried away and graphic. He be like, dude, like you talk like this. I'm like, you know what? I'm one of those guys that just have to try to paint a picture for people to understand. So it's an inside joke to me and him. But you know, I hope y'all can relate to what I'm saying, and I didn't get too carried away. Yeah,
but I want to drop in some gems, like to help him out, because he talked earlier about issues with shipping. Can you share with me, Kirby, what do you use to ship your gels? And
so when I was one of the things, one of the things when I started shipping the gels, we started getting bubble wrap. We started getting those little foam popcorns. We went through so many stages. Like we went through the duct tape. We went through saran wrap. We went through certain bubble. Like we went through, well, not duct tape, the packaging tape, the clear tape. We went through the stage where we was like, that looks ugly. We don't want our customers. And we had stuff coming in like we're smuggling drugs. Like at one point we saran wrap. I mean, we went through all the stages in order to understand a concept that worked. So we eventually transitioned out the glass jars, and we got some food grade containers where it was seal proof, to where you could tell if it was tamper proof, which we offer people that want to work. We offer that in wholesale as well. So we started doing these tamper-proof plastic jars, food grade. That worked perfectly. One of the things is like I found that was those popcorns worked really well, and getting the popcorns, we ordered it in bulk, and we had bubble wrap. Bubble wrap worked really well. And it's not so much of just getting the bubble wrap, but understanding the technique of how you need to have it in the box to where it doesn't move. Like another thing we found that was really important is making sure you have the right size boxes, because in the beginning I started getting bigger boxes, and then that let me saw that it was cracking my jars because it was just too much playroom. Then I had to understand the positioning of my jars. So I went through a lot of stages of understanding, you know, what sizes and how it fits, you know, where I need to put the cushions at in the box, where I don't need to kind of cushion it at. Understanding, you know, there's been times where customers sent me pictures of their box, and I just felt so I like the mailman looked like he stumped, like the box came in so messed up. I was just like, wow, like I can't believe that the mailman, you know, looked like he bit a hole off the box and ran it over. So you know, some things you can't change, but we went through that. So to answer your question, Julian, I recommend to this day the popcorns, the food grade jars, food grade jars. Sometimes, and that just depends on your situation, because some people like the glass, because I do see certain changes in glass versus the food grade jars, and it's all to your own discrepancy. We had no problems when we transitioned, but some people like the glass. It just all depends. So the bubble wrap is a really good way to go. And that would be something that I would say, the bubble wrap, the popcorns, and that would be a good start. Just really, as far as packaging. Really not having too much wiggle room in the box. And not too much wiggle room in the box. And understanding your size differences and playing with it a little bit. Because you can sit the jar up and down, you can do a sideways. You just have to understand the concept of that order.
Okay. Now, as far as like shipping it cold, like refrigerated, does it have to be? I never. One of the things. Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. I never refrigerated my Cmos. Every Cmos gel that was ever made in our community was made fresh. Yeah. What we would do is, because this is what I realized. I realized that when we used to refrigerate our Cmos and then send it out, it was changing too much temperature. So like the fresh, like one of the things where our customers and this, somebody might, but this is not even a secret. It's just something that never came about to talk about. Some people will always ask, like, what made it so different? One, the cleaning process. Two, how we just went about it. But one of the major things is that it was always made fresh. We always made our Seamoss fresh that day. Like, even if we had to wake up early that morning, and just have it prepared to ship out, we made
whatever day we made that Seamoss, it was mailed out that same day. You know, regardless to how it had to prepare. I don't care if I had to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning to prepare it. It was always made fresh going out that morning. I didn't like changing the temperatures from cold to hot, and it just was too much. So we always made it fresh, and that gave us a leverage on just getting to the door of it. We didn't change the temperatures to where, you know, it does affect it affects it. It really does affect that freshness when the customer get it, you know. From my personal experience, not to say that it you know, just my personal experience, it changed drastically.
Okay.
I'm on mute. Sorry. So I don't make the gel, but this is the packaging that I have for my own gel.
Wow.
So what I do, because I'm like don't have a lot of time, I go and I make up like maybe 3 months supply of gel, and then I package it in these containers, and then I freeze them. And so I have them freeze, and then I usually take them out the night before I have them. And so they you know, they have the spout here. These ones, there's 2 different designs. One has the one where you fill it from here and it goes in, and then the other one has one that has the top, where this is used with a hot iron. The only thing I don't like about this is that it tends to sometimes not be clean, and so I think the other ones are better. But these are meant for food grade. I get them from a company called Pouch Makers. So if you guys want to check that out, and I mean,
that's nice.
This
That's
is
nice.
Yeah.
It's good for on the go.
Pardon?
It's
That's good
really
for
good for on the go.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
250 mil, and for me to show you, Kirby, like I probably eat about that much a day, so I'll take that and squeeze. So I'm not up to your half cup yet or 16 ounces.
Oh no,
or
we
whatever
we don't do even half cake. Wait, we do, you know, we doing. I personally do. I probably do over 30. I probably really do about 64 ounces to 32 ounces a day personally. Like personally, like and like I mean, and that's me being nice. That's me really saying, that's really me being nice to say only 64 ounces a day. Like that's me really being nice, because I would say minimum, I'm almost doing probably 64 ounces of Seamoss a day minimum, personally for me. Wow. You know, I've never felt better in my life. You know,
just like a smoothie.
I mean,
it really is.
I find we make handmade waffles because we're plant-based vegans, and we're 100% committed to that. And so we've tried to put Seamoss and so like and some of the things we talk about in this guide is how, and that's what gives us the more credibility when speaking on consumer to someone else. And we wrote this book half and half on a consumer base, but also as a business owner. And we knew what we wanted to put in this book that's going to jumpstart someone's business, but also personal use. And we really infused a lot of our everything we eat throughout the day, from quinoa to our homemade waffles, down to our smoothies in the morning, down to like anything that we can do. Even in our bathrooms, we got gel that we specifically make to where we put it on our skin,
and our hair.
The gel, so the water that, okay, so I was one of those people, like I'm like that guy from Everybody Hates Chris. I'm the dad. I do not like wasting any money that I invested in. So I try to maximize my money everywhere I can. So I used to take the water. I used to get a cheesecloth. Sometimes I drain the water, use the cheesecloth. You can drink it. We water our plants a lot with the water from the Seamoss that we soak. We use it for skin. We use it for bath water. We use it for hair use. We use it for a pre-poo. We'll make our homemade shampoo with the water. I mean, we try to use, because it nurtures everything. Seamoss nurtures everything. I even saw a study of where they're starting to feed the animals the seaweed to get them stronger now.
Yeah, the cows.
The cows are now eating the seaweed in their food. So I mean, it's like, yo, if Seamoss don't help it, then I don't know what to tell them, because it's literally been everything in my life up until this point. You know, it's just been everything. So I try to use Seamoss throughout the day, because it's once you learn how to maximize it becomes inexpensive. You know, you know, you're not spending the money that that you would spend on going to the doctors and like all the products that we go out there and spend all this money for, you start to see that if I use Seamoss in my lifestyle, because one, using it, two, anything goes in. Our skin is the biggest organ, you know, so it makes you start thinking like, okay, if I consume it, it sweats out. If it's just everything, man. So, you know, yeah, that's it, man. Maximize it for your uses to whatever in your lifestyle you need that void at.
Okay. Yeah. So is that okay? Now I read something about Seamoss taking it as like a post workout because I like to work out.
Really good for post workout.
Pre and post workout.
I had a client that's a bodybuilder, and he used to take a lot of what is it? Start with a C. Creatine.
Yeah, creatine.
And the creatine it has so much crashing effects that it clogged up his stomach. It was hard on his system. The part that when we got started with this business is that it was so advertised for its alkaline and all these other things that I just didn't understand. When I started understanding the fiber and the macro and micronutrients of Seamoss, I started to understand what ways throughout the day I needed to use it to jumpstart my journey. So one of the things for post-workout and pre-workout is it helps with the muscle recovery. It helps with the oxygen of that the blood needs to deliver to these points in your body. It helps with muscle building because of the amino acids. It helps with joint swelling, your flexibility, your mobility. Because it has because of the collagen. You know, the collagen is really good for muscles, the skin. A lot of the things that our body makes up is from collagen. So these are the things that once I was able to pinpoint the scientific things and understand that what gave us more of the research is that it's still a seaweed. Like, even if you don't believe in Seamoss, let's just go look at the history in the Japanese culture and all these places that thrive just from seaweed. And Seamoss is just a seaweed. This name Seamoss is the grouping of these seaweeds that falls along the line. There's over 100 species of Seamoss. 10 of them are commonly only really used, but there's over 100 species of what we would classify as Seamoss. So understanding seaweed, which is one of the first which is the first chapter in our Seamossology book, that introduces you to opening your mind to take the focus off of just the Seamoss. It takes your mind off of that. It puts it to understanding the sea vegetable and understanding that we still have land vegetables, but we also have a part of the ocean that's the sea vegetables. And the sea vegetables all day is what I would love to live off of more than just land, because the sea is a hidden treasure, man. It's some beautiful things that comes from the sea, gold, and it's a lot of things that come from the sea. So I encourage anybody to start learning more and get comfortable with learning more that's been suppressed to us. You know, we've now in an era where we can get the information. It's not that this information hadn't worked. We had no way to connect across the world. Like, some of the people I talked to was herbalists and people across the world. Thanks to the internet, I was able to have these conversations to start learning what was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, not possible. Right. You know what I mean? So the internet gave us that connectivity to where we was able to make those world connections to other people and learn the traditions that people are dying. Like, one thing about traditions is that if we don't get it in a book form or learn it, it dies with the person when they leave. Yeah. You know, so I took my focus to learning traditions and just wanting to exploit it more. I'm not the creator of this. I didn't make this. I'm just was able to find it and put it in front of you. Like, I didn't go out there and just started making this information up. It's all out there. You know what I mean? I just was able to source it and deliver it into a way where it becomes relatable and use what I trusted for my reaction. You know, I trusted my body along this way to where I was the experiment. You know, I did what people say we wasn't going to be able to do.
Like
And
fasting.
you know, I did a lot of things. We did a lot of things that was advertised to not do.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, man, it's something that's organic, man. You can just, I mean, you don't have to manufacture it nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's growing in the water. Somebody pick it. You know what I'm saying? Ship it, dry it out, ship it to you. Boom, man. And that's what kind of sold me, because it's organic, it's natural. It's not like other things that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? That me and my wife are doing that we're really not wholeheartedly interested in. But the Seamoss is like, it just grabbed our attention. It's like, man, listen. It's like God was speaking to us like, hey, man, this stuff is out here just all over the place. You got to go and buy it. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you know, make sure this stuff in the bag and make sure this, you know, the pieces ain't broken, this and that. But this stuff right here, I mean, it's plentiful. Everybody can benefit from it. It's not just geared towards one person, you know what I'm saying, a group of people or a civilization of people or whatever, but it's geared towards everybody. Anybody can take this stuff. So that's what, you know, we're excited about. And also, it was kind of wanted to ask a few questions about. I know I'm not sure what state y'all live in or where y'all.
Florida. We're in Central Florida ourselves.
Florida.
Okay. All right. Orlando. All right. So.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Oh, I got family in Orlando, man. So that's cool. So we was thinking about like permitting and licensing. We're not sure if this is like a food or something like that. You know, how are we, you know, get licensed to like actually sell this product on a broad scale versus like right now we kind of like, you know, word of mouth, so to speak. So
that way I can understand your question. So give me a scenario of what's large scale so that way I can give you the right answer. So what would you consider large scale? Are you saying business to business or just a large scale of people going to places and set up at? Like, help me understand your question.
Not like a vendor event, but let's say like there's a store or something that would like to have our products in their store. You know what I'm saying? What kind of like license or excuse me, permit, you know, whatever we might need for the legal side of it to actually sell this product to this company or allow them to sell our stuff, you know, in a legal
your disclosure statement. So on those disclosure statements, when it says this product has not been evaluated by the FDA, nor I plan to cure, treat, or prevent any diseases, that alone right there is your disclosure that swim at your own risk. Number two is, you know, having, you know, of course, small things on your back end, you know, just your limited liability company or, you know, just small things on the back end that kind of covers you just as far as being a registered business in America to say, hey, I'm a registered business and I'm operating with these classifications. When you're doing these LLCs and you're doing these things, it's more important to understand your product and putting your classifications. So then that way, when you go to a larger scale or you go to these places and you're selling this product in retail, you're already classified for, you know, whatever your target market is. So for instance, like, of course, if you're doing like a food truck or something, that's a whole different permit because you're selling, you know, these foods off of a food truck. But having this business in an LLC and classifying as a natural herb company or a natural healthcare product, you're fine with your disclosure statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, if you want to go as far as in the future of doing a certificate of analysis, do not hesitate because yes, there's pros and it's no cons really. It's pros. The only con is that it costs you to invest. But the pros is like, hey, if you want to add a more sense of security, let's say you want it to be more commercial,
state the nutritional
you know,
facts.
just state the nutritional facts, you know, you can do that. But don't feel like it's a limitation from getting there, you know, because this is still because this is, you have to understand that when you have to get certificate of analysis, that's because there's a chemical or certain things that you know, this is still a herb. It still classifies as an herb. It's organic. It's natural.
Right.
It's not a medicine, you know. So we don't have to fall underneath all those guidelines for medicine because it's not a medicine. It's an herb. It's natural. You can go pick it from the water,
Right.
you know. So you have to look at those discrepancies and understand that we're not classified in medicine. We're not selling a manufactured good. You know, this is still a natural herb.
Now, so people do also manufacture Seamoss. So, you know, sometimes they may have that certificate of analysis to verify that there's no heavy metals and things like that. But that also comes down to understanding your source. So, for example, our Seamoss raw comes from protected waters, and protected waters meaning there's no ships or no, you know, a lot of those bad things that are in the water. So, you know, so we know it's a good quality. But Seamoss can be found all throughout the world. So, you know, people may want to get a certificate of analysis just to verify that any of those toxins and metals and things like that aren't actually in their product. But that kind of just goes back to knowing where you're getting your product from.
Yeah.
Okay, certificate of analysis. Okay, never heard that. So, you know, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Yeah. And even with the certificate analysis, a lot of those places when you do go, you have to send them the product. Like there has to be a certain quantity, it has to weigh a certain amount. It has to be in the form that you want. Like if you can, you know, that you're selling in, it has to be the finalized product of whatever you're putting it on the shelf as. And it's a process that you go through to get the certificate analysis. And all it does is just states from their labs what they found in the product, whether it contains this amount of iron, that amount of zinc, et cetera, et cetera. So like I said, as far as permits, like let's say you was looking for a permit for something local to sell at the Walmart, like that's a different thing. Like you go to your county, you can apply for the permit. This allows you to sell at these places where, you know, if they do a permit check, like, hey, yes, I'm permitted to be on this property, blase, blase, blah. That's a separate, and now you can sell. Like, so permits is not so much of a hindrance on large scale or small scale. It's so more so of understanding what are you doing that will require a permit for that customer accusation. You know what I mean? So I hope that answers your question to my best knowledge.
And then even having like a sales and use tax, you know, form on you know, and it really depends on the state. But in Florida, it's like the sales and use tax, and just kind of just being at, you know, at standard with, you know, the Florida taxes. You know what I mean? But that stuff is all minor, and just filling out a form and making sure, you know, it all checks out right. But that has nothing to do with like what you're actually selling. It's just showing Florida that yes, I'm a business. Yes, but also in Florida, you don't have to charge taxes on a lot of products, especially like Seamoss. You don't charge taxes on Seamoss because it's a tax exempt product. Like a lot of the herbs and things like that are tax exempt in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find a lot of times this paperwork that you have to do with the state or whatever regulatory body, it's more about just registering your business and who you are. These corporations want to know who you are in case there's an issue or there's a problem. There's no way to verify your product every time you're about to sell it, or else there'd be, you know, more stringent rules. But if there's a recall, if there's some kind of issue, if someone gets sick, they want to be able to, like, you know, trace it back to, you know, who the, like, be able to make sure that the name on the product matches the person who's actually selling it and stuff, you know?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And now you say you had some questions. So what other questions you got? You got me in the hot seat now. I'm just getting back warmed up. My spidey senses is going on.
You're like P. Diddy. You're like, where is it?
Where's it at? Come on. I know you got some more stuff harder for me. Come on with it.
He just. I'm sure my wife texting me. Hold on, she's in the other room, laying in bed, texting me questions to ask. Oh man, bless her, boy.
And anybody that's watching, y'all more than welcome to comment in your questions and jump in line if you want to get on the next call. So just keep on asking questions because we all here to learn and earn together.
Right.
Yeah, man. So is your wife in the next room texting you messages on what to say on the video?
She texted me. I'm just kind of sifting through the messages and say, all right,
Where's she in the house texting you?
you know what I mean? So she probably, I think she watches still. If she's not asleep, I hear her phone in the background, so I can hear, my voice kind of in the background on her phone. So,
she's making you do all the work, eh?
Yeah. Are you gonna go on? Are you gonna go on? Yep, go on. Just are you gonna go?
You better go on.
Oh, she commented. Hey, she's here. She said, "Don't judge me, y'all. She here. She here. Wifey ain't gonna miss no beat."
Not at all. Bless her heart. She really is spearheading this campaign. I gotta say,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, man. Well, we one accord, so I'm following
harmony.
her.
That's all that matters, man. That's the beautiful thing is that when you come and what's the saying? They say when you come together in two. What is the saying? I wish I had it right off the top of my head. It'll come, but when you have two people on the same accord, and it makes that mastermind go quicker, man. That's why it's really good to have that balance and just have that person in your corner. Because days when I didn't feel like doing things, she was able to do it. Days when she was, and vice versa. So it's always good to have that person that keep you striving, keep you thriving.
That supportive partner.
That supportive partner. It plays a huge role in just the development, just being on one accord.
You only need two people for a successful mastermind. That's it. You don't need a whole big team. You only need two people to start. And as you're demanding and manifesting your blessings, you just, like I said, you demand it. And when you demand it, it comes. Like you don't beg and like begging your prayers. You demand for it. Like, yes, energy, I demand for my $1 million tomorrow. But like demand it. And just be on one accord, like Kirby's saying, and pray and keep praying together, and just be that mastermind.
Right.
You draw the energies from each other.
Yes.
It's super important. Like even with my partner in St. Lucia, like we literally, like I don't think I'd be able to push this hard or throw this hard without him, like being there to kind of like remind me of who I am and what I can do. And I do the same for him on the flip side. And there's a lot of times, like you said, when I don't feel like doing it, he'll call me up and be like, "Yo, what's up, man? This is not the Canadian I know. You know what I mean? Get out there and show who you are." Rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
And I get out there and do the shit. And it's like true. There's a lot of stuff that I do that he either doesn't want to do or can't do. And then there's a lot of stuff that I just can't do that he does. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be in the position I am if it wasn't for Ashen. You know what I mean?
Really nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that guy.
That's
I was telling someone the other day, I was like, I'll take a bullet for him. No, I gotta watch it when I'm in St. Lucia, right? I'll be like, ping, ping, ping. I wasn't serious. Yeah.
And we got some really good St. Lucia stories that we're gonna touch on one day, so we could just talk about some of his stories that he experienced over there, because I found some of those to be really good stories. So we'll definitely touch on that. We'll probably say that we'll probably come back to that tomorrow too, because we got so many good stories, man, that we just love doing this with y'all. So we appreciate everybody. We really do.
I could go hours and hours and hours about all the experience I have in St. Lucia. But one experience I want to share is because you guys made me think about it when you were talking about the Seamoss and the ocean and stuff like that. There is something about going into that water and picking out the Seamoss fresh out of the ground. Like a lot of people don't realize, like the Seamoss is everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. And so even in the farms, it's all around the farms. Do you know what I mean? So there were days like we would go to the farm to clean the Seamoss off the ropes, and it's just like you be walking, and then you feel something, and it's crazy because like at first when you're first walking in the water, you don't know what you're to expect. I used to shit my pants because the Seamoss has all these tentacles, right? And so they're flowing in the water, and so they'll grab your leg. So you think something's grabbing you in the water, right? You're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So after a while, I got to know that feeling, or when I stepped on it, that it's Seamoss. But you just reach down and pull out this big, massive fucking bush and just be like, yeah, because it's like it's money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and and literally we do is pull it out of the water, put it in the sack, put it on the drying table, and then after it's dry, we bag it in the Seamoss and it goes. There's no sort of chemical inputs. There's no sort of fertilizers. There's no grow. You put it on the rope and you leave it, and you come check on it and make sure that there's no grime and crap in it.
While you talking about that, I want to pinpoint something in the book because we already here. So one of the things that we talk about in this book is really for people to understand why rope farming became popular. And because of the demand, the demand and the technique that was established with it is very unique to learn the story. And I'm not gonna go too much in the story because I want to leave y'all a little bit to read, but it's a very, very unique way when you understand how this became popular in the West Indies. When you start learning that rope farming is not what we consider harvesting Seamoss is really rope farming. And when you start learning the traditional value that it had for the West Indies, you will respect what it took for them to get to that point. It was something that really made it unique to their waters and their tradition. It's not looked down upon the way that we are starting to manipulate this whole term wildcrafted in harvesting. So I really just want to commend just the people of the West Indies that trailblazed the way that many other places adapted this technique and evolved from this one technique that was established there. So once you start learning this whole experience, and Julian, you can correct me anytime if I'm saying something that you don't agree with, but I feel like once people really start learning the history and just the traditional use of these techniques that we're here in America starting to put a label on, you'll really start respecting the uniqueness and organic way of life that these people was paving a way for. That at the time they had no idea that probably was opening those type of doors for. So shout out to every the people that was around to trailblaze the way. I believe your wife asked what the book is, or I'm pretty sure that's who it is. So the book is called Seamossology, the ultimate guide, principles and tools. The ultimate guide of principles, principle techniques and tools. And you can find it on www.veganfiber.com. The links is posted also in this chat. We have it available in audio, paperback, and downloadable.
Nice.
Hey, I just want to add on a little cleavage to what you were talking about, the Seamoss. I got some recent information recently. Now, I can only say this because the St. Lucia's, I don't know if it's like this anywhere else, but there is such an abundance of the wild-crafted Seamoss, the Seamoss growing in the wild, that they're actually not farming any, like most people. Hold on one sec.
Bless you.
Thank you. Most people, most of the farmers are not harvesting from their farms. They're actually just going in and around their farms and collecting it, because lately there's been, that was one of the things the guy said was my friends, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but there's just so much Seamoss right now. It's just washing up on the beach. Yeah.
Wow. So that actually goes to show that these years of sustainable farming has actually helped the ecosystem and produce more
That's
Seamoss,
what that
because it
means.
started late 70s and 80s. So it's been
Yeah.
40 years of sustainable farming, and now we're seeing and just overgrowth of just Seamoss everywhere, which is great. So
Yeah.
this is a way to
So that's
actually
a way.
save the waters.
Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Allowed it its time to do its natural
Yeah.
rebuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
no, I there was actually a shortage of sea moss in the wild back when I was there in March. Maybe not in March, but more in the summer. And that was one of the concerns I had about like wildcrafted sea moss, is because a lot of the divers were being reported going into areas where normally you wouldn't collect sea moss, right? Because it's not the cleanest area, and they had to get that because there was no sea moss around. Do you know what I mean? And so, people are always raving about this wildcrafted, but sometimes, like, unless you trust and know the divers, personally, I would be concerned, because it's like these guys could be pulling it from anywhere. You know what I mean? And like, I'll know that. I remember this. My uncle, I asked to go get sea moss before I ran into Ashen. I had my uncle do it, and next time we do the thing, I'll bring the picture.
I remember the picture.
You remember how pissed I was, right? Oh my gosh. It was just like, what the, like, he literally like looked like he dragged that shit through crap. And it just had all this twine on it and plastics. And so, like, people don't realize that there's a lot of garbage floating around in the ocean. And so you get it from these wrong areas, or these areas where a lot of human activity is. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot of trash in your sea moss. And it's, you don't want that trash, you know?
I
So
agree.
sources are super important. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yep.
And I know, case closed, you're going to have to go. So there's something that's telling me about one other tip I want to share with you, and that's the shipping. Hey, did I ever share this with you, Kirby, about getting the cheap shipping labels?
No. What would you tell me more?
I use Pirate Ship. Well,
Yes.
actually, I lied.
Yeah.
I don't use Pirate Ship. I found Pirate Ship because I'm in Toronto. I can't use it. But if you're an American and you're shipping products within the United States, I recommend that you sign up an account to Pirate Ship, pirateship.com. And what they do is they'll give you a huge reduction on your, well, they do UPS now, but I remember seeing them on USPS. And some of the shipping rates were like as low as $2-3 to ship some Seamoss.
Wow.
Like it's a sick price.
We actually use that.
Yeah. The ones I use in North America and Canada is NetParcel and Secure Ship and eShipper. They're both companies that sell the shipping labels cheap. And then
I remember you mentioned it to me a while ago. I actually do remember you mentioned it. You did mention it before.
Yeah. And I recommend, I'm going to do this soon, is I'm going to go and talk to UPS directly, and I'm going to see what kind of terms I can negotiate. Sometimes it even depends on the guy you get on the phone. You know what I mean? He might just give you a good deal because he likes the sound of your voice. I know this. I've been on the other side of the phone working in jobs where, I had the leeway to do it. I was just like, oh, I like this guy. I'm going to give him a ton of shit. You know what I mean? And so who knows? So, yeah.
Pirate Ship is really good though. We use that. We was using that with our other business, shipping products through Pirate Ship, and it's very easy to use. It's like he said, it's real good rates, like really good, like better than UPS, because you can get the actual postal service to ship your packages for like almost half the cost sometimes. So that's a real good website we mentioned.
So can you let us know that do you have a name of your company yet, or what people maybe can find you? Like, I want to give a shout out to your company, you and your wife's company, and hopefully we can bring some awareness to where people maybe can find you all, contact you all, just platforms. Just give us a shout out of where we can find you at.
You can find, well, we don't have a right now. We kind of just everything's on Facebook under Gina Renee. It's my wife's name on Facebook, so she posts a lot, as far as like sales and stuff. Like, inbox me for details right now. But the name that we came up with is Divine Immunity, as far as the name of the company. So we thought it was kind of cool.
You said Divine?
Yeah, Divine.
Our first company because we started this company underneath a different brand, like literally the transition went from one company to other. Our first company was called Divine Herbs and Healing.
Wow.
So I love it, man. If you don't take anything from this call, book that consultation, get a strategy session with us. Even another step would be definitely getting the ultimate guide, but definitely book that strategy session so we can just tailor a conversation around you and your wife concerns, or where you feel like you lack expertise at. Let's form a strategic plan to just be a stepping stool, so then that way we can just graduate to other things. And let's accelerate this dream, because you all are a very a light that needs to happen in the community. I can see it. And we don't want it to be derailed by not having the confidence to go out there and do it. You all are ready. You all are ready to do it. My wife's an engineer by trade, and before we went into this journey full time, we had to make some really big decisions, because we both was in a career, and I was a full-time entrepreneur with other investments I had going on at the time. So we had to really make some decisions from something that she still have student loans out for. Right. You know what I mean? And things that I had pre-investments in, I had to pull out. So do not feel like no one has been in that situation to have to leap on faith, So definitely book that call. Let's show you, at whatever pace you all want to take it at. We'll create a plan. We'll make sure that we give you the most informal information to get to where you need to go at. And, let's just prepare for the success story.
All right. Sounds good, man. Well, yeah, it's a pleasure meeting y'all, man. Thanks for
meeting you too, Kason. Kason, close. And I thought it was case closed, but I saw it said Kason closed. So shout out to Kason closed.
I put my last name on there on accident. It's case closed, man. But I appreciate all the info, man. Like, this is very informative. You guys are like down to earth, man. I'm glad y'all sharing your story and your thoughts. And giving us, good energy and all of that, man. So I appreciate it, man. And listen, we'll be watching, man. Next time y'all come on, but make sure we stay interactive.
Sounds good, man. Thank you so much, man. And we hope you have a blessed week, and we look forward to having a follow with you all.
No doubt.
All right. So I saw Tammy have something in the comments. So hey, yes. Tammy. So you want to?
You can answer it.
Oh, you answer it.
Okay. So so we have 3 different versions of the book, Tammy. You could buy in print form, which is the $197. You could buy it as an audio book, which is the $59.99, or you could buy it as an ebook. So there are 3 different prices that you'll see. It just depends on which version you choose.
Yeah, and you'll see it next to the variant version. It'll tell you like when you select ebook, audio, or print. The price will change based on the variant.
Nice. What a great show. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I appreciate all the active people. And she said it was a pleasure. Thank you. I'm gonna come on next time. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Miss Kason, Miss Close. And we'll look forward to speaking with you as well whenever you all are ready.
Sweet. Wow, we've been going for.
I know. I was about to say, unless we got anybody else that want to fire us up, we're doing last call for Seamoss. I need some more shots now. Last call for Seamoss.
I can still go on. I could probably go for another half hour and talk more.
Last call.
Still packing Seamoss.
I done drunk all my hot tea out. That's how I knew it was real.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't have anything to drink. I drink all my fluids. But,
hey, hold on. You should have some tea still out there that we sent. What you do with that tea, man?
Well, I'm at the warehouse, and that's
okay.
I still have the tea. If you want to, I give it the package. Hold on one second. I keep it there. I've been meaning to put it on the website, bro, but like I'm so busy. I haven't had any chance to do. I feel guilty.
You might as well just drink it.
You might. We done upgraded since the last packaging. Now you
need the new version.
you gotta get the new version.
Oh yeah.
You got look, and guys, I hope somebody paying attention to that. Look at what it was.
That's
look
what
at
it was. Yes.
And that's still a really good. That's a really good label still. But I just want y'all to stay motivated to never forget.
Even the packaging is.
Look at that, yes. Mama Tea. We got the Mama Tea right there. Man, it's bringing back memories. This is bringing back memories.
And you got the packing peanuts in there, and then you also gave me this. I haven't had a chance to use it.
Nice, the candles. But that was limited edition too.
Yeah, that was limited edition. We don't even have those anymore.
Yeah, this is a rare commodity, right? Like I don't even think I'm going to use this. I'm just going to keep this as I'm going to show this to you 30 years from now.
Like,
hey, you might be able to auction that off. You might be able to auction that off and sign it and get some money from it.
Yeah, it smells good though.
Yeah, it's a good smelling candle.
I've been hiding it here. My family got at this. It would been gone. My kids would steal this. They'd be all over that. But yeah, I've given a couple of these teas away to people to try, like especially with my family, and a lot of them love it. My mom likes it. She takes the berry tonic, and then I've given it to the Mama Tea here because it does with the bloating and stuff, and the cramping. So I have a couple, like my kids. I have girls, right? So they have issues with cramps and stuff. So I've given them.
That's perfect for that.
Yeah, they're very appreciative of it. So thank you.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. We just love being able to just do what we do, man.
Yep. And whatever helps us, we like to help others.
Yeah. So
So it's been well received.
I'm gonna make sure. Look, I'm gonna be a man of my word. I'm gonna make sure you get like one thing tonight. We're gonna make sure you be able to have that listening to that Seamossology. You know what I mean? That's gonna be something that you're gonna really. I know you, and I know, I just know that it's just something that you're really, really gonna enjoy. That audio, and the audio is nice, man. Like we really, we really gonna be excited to hear you. That's probably what we'll follow back on tomorrow, or so the next time we go live is like, how did you like the audio?
Is it Seamoss approved?
I'm gonna critique it, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna play some clips, and I'm gonna be. I don't know if you guys seen that YouTube where it's like, oh no, you're not doing it right. Oh no, here comes Karen.
Nah, but I know the Karen running joke.
Yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm just gonna be like, oh, you're not doing it right.
Yep. St. Lucian approved, guys.
Right.
No, listen, without even having to look at it, I know that I don't have to worry about the book. That you guys took the time to do the research. You guys have always been knowledgeable and always hungry for knowledge. So I'm not, I know you took the time. You wouldn't have put it out until you were like confident and comfortable enough that how do I put it? You put yourself in your own shoes, and you wouldn't put something out that you wouldn't buy yourself. You know what I mean? Just like you do all the products you live by and you take to yourself, and that's how you develop them and design them. I know that's the same way with the knowledge that you put in this book. So, some might be, I don't know, I don't have a problem with the price. To me, it's like this stuff takes time and energy to amass this knowledge and put it together. You can't look at the price. You got to look at the amount of time it's going to save you. Do you know what I mean? If this saves you 10 to 20 hours of research, you know what I mean? Like, how do you put a price on that? You know what I mean?
And it'll save you a couple $1,000s of buying poor quality Seamoss, like having the wrong vendor that you're getting your Seamoss from. There's a lot of things that go into even how we even got here, of being able to, connect with the right people.
Yeah.
So like we've lost tens of thousands of dollars in the Seamoss business from mistakes in the past. So there is no price on it.
One thing you put is knowing how to choose a good vendor, because fuck, that's key. And I know several people where I've been helping in the Seamoss group where they've switched vendors, and for whatever reason there was issues, miscommunication or whatever, and then and the experience didn't go over right. And this sometimes you get the wrong vendor, you get the wrong product. It could almost kill your business, right?
Yeah.
And having a good supplier, who respects you and makes sure that he caters to your needs. That's like super important, because some of the sellers that I see or that I even know, I know it's almost like it's first come first serve.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Even in St. Lucia, when we were buying Seamoss, we talked to a guy and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got 500 pounds for you. Come pick it up. Rent the vehicle. Got this big truck for 500 pounds." And then we get there and there's 50 pounds or 100 pounds.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if you don't have a good relationship and you go to get your Seamoss and the Seamoss isn't there and the guy can't get it because he sold it to you know what I mean? To everybody, like, it's for, like I said, first come first serve, and then you don't have any, and then you have to go a week without your Seamoss or 2 weeks. That's gonna kill all the momentum that you built up to that point.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree a lot about that. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't put a price on the transformation. You just, you just can't, man. And we just wanted people to respect. Like, it's not that I've spent money in numerous of things, but we just wanted people to have some dignity and pride in what they're investing into themselves. Like, you get sometimes what you pay for, I don't know what, I'm not to say what the future may hold for any other things, but what I can say is that for whatever entry level, if you buying the $59.99 version all the way to the $197 version, what I can tell you is you're for sure going to leave with confidence and knowing what you're going to do next with this product. You're not going to go and be in a blind situation. Like, let's do the math. Let's say you want to buy 10 pounds of Seamoss, and like that 10 pounds that you probably was going to buy, not knowing what to ask, could cost you a lot more money if like let's say for us, let's say when we first started our business out, we was on a strict budget, and let's just say that we was on a very strict budget, and we went in on a blind faith that this is what it was, and now we're stuck with all of this. I literally saved, I threw out so much of that Seamoss from the first time we had a bad experience, but I saved a certain amount of pounds just to show people the difference in quality. You know what I mean? Like, it was, I've been sitting on this Seamoss since 3 years, 2.5 years now, but it's just to show that I was once where you was at. So it's like the amount of money you can, like, let's just say you're spending $20 a pound and you order 10 pounds. That's already $200 that you can't even, that's not even going to make quality Seamoss gel now. So the amount of money you're going to save is no comparison to the amount of money you're going to spend making mistakes on it. You know what I mean? So we just want people to really value what they value in themselves at, and really just, like I said, the information's out there. I don't believe that even if you didn't spend the money to get the information, that you wouldn't be able to get to the information. It's just about what are you going to trade? You're going to trade your time or money at this point? Where do you see yourself at? Because where the Seamoss business was at 2 years ago versus where it's at now, it's a lot more competitive. It's a lot more. It's a very different environment now to where, it's so, like, when I started, it wasn't so much of everywhere. Like, it's not that it wasn't everywhere already being consumed. It wasn't just so convenient.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember it wasn't a lot of information on the internet. It wasn't nobody talking about it. You couldn't even find, it was so minimum information. Now it's like everybody's been talking about Seamoss, so I don't want to neglect the fact that, but it's so much recycled information to where, you're going to keep hearing you're going to keep hearing this 92 minerals. You're going to keep hearing the stuff that you can find for free. You're going to keep hearing that, and you're going to keep running in circles, not knowing what's going to make you different when talking to people, because you don't have nothing else to talk about. You know what I mean? It's already been there, done that. So we just wanted to add something that's unique, that we're going to keep growing from, and we want to keep talking to other people that's expert in their field, So yeah, man, we're like super excited. Like this is just the beginning of so much other things, So yeah, I mean, it's facts, I'm pretty sure you can relate to the minimum information that was out there too.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. Do you know how much time I spent researching? Like that's why I get mad sometimes when I get into arguments with these guys, because it was like literally, I think for the first couple months I was there, I spent like every day. There was a point where we were under a 24-hour lockdown for 7 days, and all I did was surf the internet because I had nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, couldn't leave my place. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to watch TV. God, my dad would watch the same shows like every day at the same time. Oh my God. Jeopardy, Judge Judy, what else is there?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. He knows what I'm talking about because he'd be talking to me and my dad's watching the show.
I'm telling you. It's all, listen, the old people got their recipe for how they day go. They got their story, they got their Jeopardy, they got their Wheel of Fortune, like clockwork. They got it's clockwork.
Oh, dude, don't fuck with my dad's Jeopardy, man. He gets there's two things he don't like to mess with: his Raptors and his Jeopardy.
I remember one time we was on the phone talking about Seamoss and he was watching that Jeopardy. Like, you had to go outside to talk to me because it was like, you're making too much noise while I'm watching my show.
He can't answer the questions. He'd be like, it's who is Istanbul? Double Jeopardy. He'd be like, yes, I got that. I knew the answer. I need to get on that. Dude, his biggest dream, I gotta figure out a way to get him on Jeopardy. That would be his like bucket list dream. Like, oh my God, he'd probably have a heart attack afterwards and die. Like,
we gotta get Pops on there.
Yes, Popsy would love that.
Is your dad still out in Canada, or did he go back to the island?
No, he's in Canada. When he goes down the islands, I'm going down with him. He doesn't like to travel by himself. He hates. He's very kind of set in his ways. And with all this COVID shit and all this like go here, go there, line up here, he flips out. He gets so mad because they'll start say, and then one of them will come and say something stupid to him, and he'll just let him have it. Like, what the why would you ask me the question?
You're right.
Sorry, we just check your passport. Like they'll say, do you have your passport? What do you mean, do I have my passport? Of course I have my passport. How could I fly without my passport? Why would you ask me if I have? Do you want to see my passport? Ask me to see my passport. Don't ask me if I have it. I fucking have it.
Hey, that's some old folks for you though, man. Like, they're classic. They're so classic, man, to where it's like they built a whole bunch of models of them. Because it's like once you get that certain generation that's part of that like old school, I mean, it's unique, man. It's raw, they're in their ways because they didn't grow up in a system of schooling, not saying like that, but they grew up more so of life experiences. And it's like my great grandmother, she's 99 years old, and I can't still convince her to take Seamoss because she's like, I lived 99 years eating my pork, my chicken, my and that's just what it is. All right, grandma, for 99 years you did that. She has no issues. I got no problem with that. So it's like they just made from a different cloth. They had a different experience when they really saw the food industry go from organic to this process. I mean, they just saw it, man. And that's why it's so important that we get these recipes, these regimens, this information, and we put it in ways where it can be duplicated, because once we lose them, we're going to lose a piece of our history that really needed to be able to go out there and just still be self-sustainable. Because it's like having a car where a computerized car, you can't take an old school to a shop where they only working with computers. You have to take that old school car to somebody who still knows how to work on that old school car. It's you can't put an old school car with a new mechanic. It just don't work like that no more. And that's the same thing with being self-sustainable now. Like, we're losing so much value to be self-sustainable. Like we're talking about our parents coming back from an age where they built their own houses. you know, where they sharecrop their own goods, where, you know, we came from that background to where now we're depending on everybody else in the stores. Like we have to still remember that the supermarket was born in like the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like let's be real, like the world has created this
instantaneous
thing where we still have to remember that the 50s was just now ago. You know what I mean? So it's like the things that we have now wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just a different breed of understanding, like what's really indigenous to us, and what do we have access to versus what we're being brainwashed to thinking we can't do on our own. And that's what comes down to like the I feel like healing has become, we look at certain things now with just healing so complicated, and not just healing, but caring for ourselves so complicated, because when you go to a doctor or somewhere of a place of profession, you got to take a medicine for everything. And then the side effects, you got to take medicine for the side effects. Like you got to take medicine for medicine and medicine for side effects. You know what I mean?
No sense.
And it makes no sense. And then when you come to somebody like a natural place where it's like, yeah, just take some burdock or drink some of this or take some organic cocoa or do this, do that. People look at you like it can't be that easy. And it's like, yeah, it's really just that easy. You know, so it's like, you know, it just, I hope that somebody listening just understands the message, you know, the message behind it, you know?
Yeah, I think they will. Hopefully they will. I mean, we've shared a lot of information today. We've been going for quite a long, so if they didn't get the message, then I don't think they ever will.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna squeeze out of here in a few. We gotta get prepared for tomorrow. We got a couple of things to prepare for tomorrow, shipments and stuff. So before we leave, did you have anything you wanted to conclude and throw out there?
No, not really. I mean, I naturally, I always love doing these shows with you. I mean, I always learn new stuff, you know.
Likewise.
And and it's just enjoying. Like, to me, it just reminds me of the times we used to sit on the phone and do the FaceTime and the thing where we used to talk for hours about Seamoss. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and I love to get back. Like, we're getting back to it now, man. Like, I really love, like, I just want to, like, this is what I needed sometimes, because it's like, you know, we get so consumed into servicing others, and sometimes we lose things where these point, you know, we lose the small things that just kept us thriving. So we wanted to get back to this point, and I remember like 6 months ago, I think I done told you like 3 times, like, hey, I'm almost done releasing what's next. Like I've had to reschedule it so many times, but it was these moments that I just wanted to bring to the forefront, so people can see, like, these are the things that built us. These are the small steps that we needed. And you know, like, I remember when we used to do the sunrises and things like that, kept me going at some point. Like, you know, just knowing, like, okay, somebody else is waking up, just like, it kept me thriving days where I wasn't waking up early enough. You know what I mean? It's just the small things that, you know, just count. So I know that with now where we at, man, and just both of us is just like, you know, we're settling in. We went through the hurdles of COVID season and so we're doing this for the people. We're going to make sure that we get our money's worth for all these apps we're paying a month. So I'm going to be making sure that, you know, we start doing this more. One of the things, I got another microphone, so that way we can okay, can you start all over? I just joined in. Remember, you have another live.
Sorry, you're 3 hours and 41 minutes too late.
I was about to say, all right, go to Seamoss.
But the replay is on Facebook. And we'll be back this week.
Yeah, so we'll probably do another live whenever, man. We'll probably one tomorrow or so. Like, you know, one of the things we're going to start doing is really having a schedule. We're going to commit to really
put some consistency to it.
Yeah, we will. We will. I think that's going to be the mastermind that we talk behind the scenes tomorrow, because I know more of our schedule now. I know more. So one thing me and you will do behind the scenes tomorrow, we'll come up with a schedule. At minimum, we'll know that people can tune in to hear. Anything else will be a bonus because we just felt like it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right,
I'm about
Julian.
it.
So last time before we leave, everybody, that's at the
leave.
end of this. Y'all make sure y'all go copy your copy. Go copy your copy of Seamossology, the ultimate guide, principles, techniques, and tools. www.veganfiber.com. Make sure you book a link, book a consultation with us, whether that's growing your Seamoss business, whether that's growing your transition to a plant-based lifestyle, incorporating Seamoss. Whatever your biggest concern is, we can guide you. So just make sure you book a consultation with us. Make sure you check us out. We're here to help. My name is Jamari Kirby.
And I'm Shayna Maud.
And we will enjoy this time with you all. You can follow us on all our platforms at Vegan Fiber, or all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you got to connect with us, holla at us. Our personal Instagram, Facebooks, I'm at Jamari Kirby.
And I'm at Shayna Maud.
Yep, and you can connect with us.
Wicked.
Nice. It's my first time seeing you. I'm glad I met you. Love y'all.
Yes, thank you so much.
Love
thank you
too.
so much. We love y'all too. So we always talk about this. So this peace signs means
you're never gonna see them.
I may see you, I may not.
So that's why we do
so
this.
we do this because it guarantees that we're going to see you and talk to you again.
Close fingers.
Close fingers, guys.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
There you go.
Yes.
One love, man.
No, it was a pleasure, and you're right. You know, Kirby, that these were some of the things that really helped build our business. And it's like I was talking to my partner about the same thing, where I felt like, you know what, we need to get back more to the basics, more of the stuff that we enjoy doing. We get caught up so much in the everyday operations of the business that you lose touch with that community aspect. So I'm really happy that you've reached out to me, or you expressed this interest, because it will help motivate me to like we'll play off each other as accountability partners in a sense.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
Share our knowledge.
Yeah. Even if it's just an hour a day where we check in, we say, hey, whatever that is, whatever it is that we got to do, guys, we're going to make sure that we get to that. All right. So, Julian, it was a pleasure. I really, really, man, I thank you for being the person that it's a lot that you did behind the scenes to make this possible. So thank you so much for getting us on this platform, sharing us in the group, putting us on the platform to be able to exploit the benefits of these things that we want to talk about today. We really appreciate
You're always
you.
in our corner.
We really appreciate you.
Sharing on Instagram, sharing in the groups. Like, I'm always like, oh, Julian posted on his story.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? People think I'm crazy. There's people that I'll share shit to that I have no connection to whatsoever. Like, they don't even know who I am. I just saw it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'll throw it up there. You know what I mean? I think it's important for all of us to share love, and that's how you get the blessings. You know what I mean? Yep. You put the stuff out there, it comes back to you. You know what I mean? And so, yes, I do try to help you guys and support you, but in a selfish way, I'm doing it because I know that God's going to bless me for it. You know what I mean? I listen to what the Holy Spirit tells me to do. I act on it. So if my spirit says to me, share that post, I share that post. Nice. I don't worry about what I get out of it or what I'm going to gain, because the reality is I know that me giving that to you, I'm never really going to get that back directly from you. It's going to come in greater abundance from a different direction. And that's how I've always tried to lead my life.
Yep. You're absolutely right, man. Once you give a service out to the world, you get it back. You get it back tenfold. And that's what kept us going. We try to be as transparent. We try to do the exact same thing and bring that okayness, that it's okay to be comfortable. It costs us nothing to share. It costs nothing to comment, to say, hey, it costs you nothing. It's free.
It's free, and it does so much work, because me just sharing that thing is helping with your algorithm in Instagram. It's helping with this other shit and stuff like that. And there was something else I wanted to say. I hate that when I have something I want to say and I get caught up. But Let me see if I can just. Anyways, forget it. But now I remember. Now I remember. It's this: is that as you push everybody up, like I believe this is that as we lift everybody up, so does I lift up with them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've always, from the moment I met you, Kirby, and your wife, Shayna, like I've always believed you guys were serious about and passionate about your business and stuff. And so when I see someone like that, I'm always going to go out of my way to help them out, because the more I support you guys, the more I push you guys up there, the more it's going to help strengthen the industry, the more it's going to set these standards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The higher you go, anybody else coming up behind you, they're going to have to meet at your level or higher in order to compete with you.
Yes.
That's good for the industry.
Yep.
That's what I think. You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
so, you know, that's part of the. Plus, like I said, I like you guys. I support you guys. I respect you guys. Why wouldn't I?
Likewise, man. We love you, man.
Likewise.
We love you over here, man. I told you whenever the first time you come to the States, because you know I already talked. We gonna get you to the States, man. You got open arms over here. You're gonna be kicking back in the States, doing it what we do out here in the States, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely. You'll be one of the first people I check when I come down there. You know what I mean?
Cool,
we'll go see
man.
the whole country.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You know it. Hey, man. Peace and blessings. We'll see you soon. See you again. You know, there you go. We're gonna be. So now when you give peace signs to people, you're gonna always be like this. You're gonna be like, you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna be wow. You're gonna be doing this. You're gonna be saluting. You're gonna be like, I see you later. You're gonna do all the things. So, but make sure you do it with 2 fingers.
Right, for sure.
Hey, Julian, man, love you, man. Be safe, man. Thank you so much, man.
All right, thank you guys, and thank you everybody for watching. Those that stayed to the end, you guys are soldiers, Seamoss soldiers for real.
Seamoss soldiers,
Seamoss superheroes in the making.
Yes.
Hey. All right, man. So I gotta get back. I gotta finish packing the Seamoss before I go home. It's 12:15, dude. We've been doing this for 3 hours and 59 minutes.
Yo, last time I looked at the phone, it was like 10. I was like, oh, it's 10. Now it's 12. So yeah,
my phone died.
No
it's a new record almost.
The hardest working people in Seamoss, right?
Yeah, man. That's it. We putting in the time, man. We still got another couple hours to put in. I'm about to send you some stuff so you can package and listen.
Okay, well, let's end it because I actually feel myself getting right back to a conversation. So I'm like,
we're hitting the leave button now.
All right.
Goodbye.